Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to try something new. I know we've done a lot of cool videos with should the White Sox trade for Mike Trout and what should the Bears do with Justin Fields in week one. And we like what Flemlo Raps does, but sometimes he doesn't do the athletes that I want to see. So I thought I would answer the question, what happened to David Gerrard? And here goes. It's never easy to play the quarterback position at the NFL level. Couple that with being abnormally large for the position and dealing with Crohn's disease, and you have the very underrated career of David Gerard. What makes Gerard's college and NFL career so interesting is nothing came easy for him. He seemed to be a tight end who was actually playing QB. Remember, he was around 240 pounds when he stepped on East Carolina University's campus, but as we later found out, there simply wasn't anything that Gerard couldn't do. The only issue was his ball placement and accuracy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. When looking at the career of Gerard, you always think of two words: never quit. Gerard wasn't the fastest, and he certainly looked too big to play QB. The former Jaguars quarterback sometimes reminded me of Jared Lorenzen, but when the Jacksonville Jaguars needed a big play, Gerard would give you that Cinderella moment, coming out of nowhere and then getting the job done. And although his career probably wasn't as good as Mark Brunell's, he still is one of the all-time greatest Jaguar players. The Jacksonville Jaguars YouTube account lists Gerard as number 23 all-time as a Jaguar player, and I disagree with that. He should be much higher on that list, especially since he didn't always have the most talent around him. But let's not delay any further. As Flemlo Raps would say, this is what happened to David Gerard. Gerard began playing football at around 8 years old, and to no surprise to many people watching this video, many of his coaches didn't see his future at quarterback. When Gerard attended Neal Middle School in Durham, North Carolina, his coaches instead put him at fullback. He was so big that he was basically the Mike Allstott of middle school football, as he pretty much carried the opposing defenders down the field. And according to Gerard, he didn't mind playing fullback. I was happy with the arrangement because I got the majority of the carries, said Gerard. I never even thought about playing quarterback. In fact, it was his pre-teen and early teenager teammates who actually vouched for him to play quarterback. To test his ability to effectively play the position, his coaches would line up a handful of players 15 yards away from Gerard and tell him to zip the ball to them. After easily completing the passes, the coaches told him to put even more oomph on his throws, and according to Gerard's ego, he quote-unquote lit it up on his next several passes. And from that moment on, he was a future NFL quarterback. But Gerard playing the QB position still came with its set of drawbacks. Gerard entered the NFL when Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick were just getting their feet wet as a black quarterback in the NFL. And for people who weren't born in the early 2000s, it was very much a stereotype that coaches and GMs would stay away from drafting African American quarterbacks. In essence, drafting a black quarterback came with its controversies. Remember when Eagles fans booed at the Donovan McNabb draft selection? It's obviously dumb to point out a purely racism problem since Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper, Vic McNabb, and others all got their shot at QB, but black quarterbacks were still very much a small number in the NFL when Gerard was a rookie. But being an African-American quarterback was not the reason why teams didn't draft him. Rather, it was a variety of factors. First of all, being from a mid-major school certainly didn't help David Gerard's draft stock. Interestingly enough, Gerard actually played against Byron Leftwich during their college years. Their lone matchup was an amazing college football bowl game where Leftwich's Marshall team somehow came back down by 30 points and defeated Gerard's East Carolina squad 64-61 in double overtime. This memorable GMAC Bowl game was a preview of both quarterbacks playing together on the Jacksonville Jaguars, where Gerard would get the last laugh by taking away Leftwich's QB job. Gerard got the nickname the Beer Truck when he played at East Carolina University, and the name definitely suits him due to his enormous stature. He explains why he got that nickname.
Coach Logan, he said, you know what, you run down the field and people get out of the way like a beer truck that's out of control. And I ran with it.
Secondly, while Gerard's East Carolina Pirates were very competitive during his time in Greenville, North Carolina, they still weren't a dominant squad. This is important to note because one of the reasons why mid-major quarterbacks like Zach Wilson can rise on the draft board is because their team was undefeated for most of the season. The old adage, you are what your record says you are, can sometimes define how valuable your quarterback play is to the team's overall success. In layman's terms, Wilson's undefeated BYU squad, until their loss to Coastal Carolina, proved to some NFL draft scouts that he's the real deal at QB. Gerard, you might ask? His best season at East Carolina was 9-3, which included ECU defeating the number 13 ranked Miami Hurricanes that season. A very good record at 9-3, but it was still a far cry from Alex Smith's undefeated season when he played quarterback at the University of Utah. Regardless of the reason why Gerard fell in the draft, the Jaguars took a chance on him in the 4th round. and they were rewarded with a fairly decent quarterback. Despite being diagnosed with Crohn's disease in January of 2004, the former ECU Pirate ended up getting honored for the 2009 Pro Bowl, won a playoff game, and even finished with just over 16,000 passing yards in his career. If you're not familiar with Crohn's disease, here's the SparkNotes summary of the illness. Crohn's is an inflammatory bowel disease that causes inflammation of the person's digestive tract. This disease can lead to abdominal pain, severe diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, and malnutrition. While not usually life-threatening, this IBD can lead to kidney stones, inflammation of the liver, and inflammation of the eyes. To sum up, it certainly isn't easy playing the hardest position of the 4 major American sports and being malnutritious, aka having Crohn's disease. Thankfully for Gerard, Crohn's was very treatable in 2004 and is even more treatable today. The way to generally treat Crohn's is with immunosuppressants and steroids, although surgery might be required on a case-by-case basis. And that was the unfortunate case for Gerard, as he had to have surgery in June of 2004 to remove almost 12 inches of his intestines. Despite that intensive surgery, Gerard ended up staying in the National Football League until 2003, and he did more than just stay in the NFL. He showed why he earned the starting job from head coach Jack Del Rio. In the entire history of the Jaguars, only 3 quarterbacks have won a playoff game, Brunell, Gerard, and Blake Bortles. It's not the most impressive list of QBs, but it's still obvious that Gerard had a much better NFL career than his former teammate in Leftwich. Gerard flourished best when Del Rio allowed him to best utilize his dual-threat mentality. While his numbers aren't very flashy, Gerard gave Jacksonville stability at the position once they had to move on from Mark Brunell. Even with his so-so passing numbers, Gerard still led the NFL in third down passer rating during the 2007 season. His 2007 Jaguars advanced to the divisional round, where they had to face off against the 16-0 New England Patriots. We all know how that game turned out, as the Patriots wouldn't lose a single game that season until Super Bowl 42. But as good as Gerard was, he just wasn't consistent enough to stay in the league. His QB rating never went above 81, and his last 3 years were very mediocre. His 2008 season, his third to last one in the NFL, saw him throw just 15 touchdown passes to 13 interceptions. His passer rating finished just underneath 60. His 2009 season was even worse, with a QB rating of 54.4, and although he showed flashes of greatness in 2010, his 23 TD passes to 15 interceptions proved to the Jags it was time to draft the future in Blaine Gabbert. Gabbert turned out to be a bust, but it also turned out that the Jags still made the right decision in cutting Gerard. The beer truck's engine seemed to die out once he arrived in Miami. He had arthroscopic knee surgery during the 2012 training camp, and the Dolphins were forced to release him due to injury problems on September 4th. In a span of 3 years, from 2010 to 2013, Gerard suffered multiple knee injuries, as well as undergoing surgery on his herniated disc. He attempted a comeback with the New York Jets in 2013, but that inevitably fell through as he suffered through complications with knee swelling. He retired as a Jaguar in March of 2015. So what happened to Gerard? Well, he outplayed his original draft position, but he showed at times why he lacked the arm talent and decision-making to become a star in professional football. His passes lacked touch at times, and he sometimes forced the ball in unnecessary tight windows. However, Gerard's life has been anything but unsuccessful. He's currently a spokesman for 121 Financial Credit Union, and he's a role model for kids at the Painted Turtle Camp. The Painted Turtle Camp is specifically made for kids having to endure the issues of living with Crohn's disease. Gerard never became as good as Mark Brunell, but he was certainly a better QB than Leftwich and Bortles. But most importantly, Gerard overcame the problems of Crohn's disease and being slightly big for the position. The beer truck might never become the next coming of Big Ben, but I don't think that Gerard has any regrets about his NFL career. And that's it for today. Make sure to comment below if you liked the video and subscribe to our channel.
It's October 26th, 1991, Game 6 of the 91 World Series at the Metronome in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's an unlikely matchup between the Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins. The Twins won the World Series just 4 years ago, but like the Braves, they weren't supposed to be here. Kirby Puckett is at the plate, and you might know what happens next on this 2-1 pitch. And for that, I'll give you a virtual high five due to your ability to use the internet. But for those of you who don't want to cheat via Wikipedia or BaseballReference.com, let's get in that DeLorean and crank it to 88 miles per hour. It's time to travel back in time, or as SB Nation would say, let's rewind. The 1991 Fall Classic was far from straight chalk when it comes to the gambling mindsets of sports bettors. According to TampaBay.com, the Braves were once 250-1 odds-on favorites to win the World Series. If you bet $100 on the Twins in spring training, that was a great bet, as they were 100-1 odds to win it all. In fact, both teams finished in last place in their respective divisions the year prior. The Braves were actually in the National League West back then, and although they'd be dominant in the later part of the decade, the beginning of the 1990s wasn't friendly to Bobby Cox's team. The first year of the 90s saw the Braves finish the regular season at just 65-97, but general manager John Schuerholz saw something in Cox, and the fiery skipper became the head honcho on June 23, 1990, replacing Russ Nixon. It didn't lead to an improvement when it came to wins. The Braves were 25-41 when Nixon received the pink slip, and they finished the year 26 games out of first with Cox as the manager. Still, the players seemed to respond to the 50-year-old skipper the next season. The Braves were notably better, but a World Series appearance still seemed very unlikely on July 11th. A .500 record at just 40-40, the Braves were on the cusp of being sellers at the trade deadline. But then something happened. The Braves just refused to lose. An incredible 54-28 finish to the season saw the Braves 4 wins away from a National League pennant. They clinched the division on a second-to-last of the season, with the Braves remaining in first place from September 20th until the clincher on October 5th. The stunned Los Angeles Dodgers couldn't believe it. How could a Braves team who were at .500 practically halfway through the season keep them from an NL pennant? As for the Braves themselves, next came the Pittsburgh Pirates, led by Silver Slugger Barry Bonds. If the regular season was crazy enough for Atlanta sports fans to start believing, the 1991 National League Championship Series was something we probably won't ever see again. 4 shutouts took place in the series, including 3 1-0 shutouts. The Pirates were the heavy favorites to advance to the World Series. A 98-win team, the Pirates won the division by an easy 14 games. John Smiley won 20 games for the Buccos, the last time a Pirates pitcher won 20 games during the 20th century. Doug Drabick was the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner, and with Bombs and Bobby Bonilla still in the primes of their careers, there's no way that Bobby Cox's Cinderella story could still wear their gold slipper going into the championship round, right? Wrong. Tom Glavine, the 1991 NL Cy Young winner, was on this Braves team, but he actually underperformed in the series. Game 1 went to the better-seeded Pirates, a well-deserved 5-1 win to the higher seed as the Pirates scored the game's first 5 runs. Glavine was the loser in this one by walking 3 batters and giving up 4 unearned runs. Atlanta's David Justice hit a leadoff homer in the top of the 9th inning, but it was just too late as the Pirates took a 1-0 series lead. The Braves found a way to split the first 2 games at Three Rivers Stadium, with Steve Avery leading the way to a 1-0 shutout. Game 3 was all Braves. A 10-3 win as John Smoltz was the much better pitcher in the Braves' first home playoff game in nearly a decade. But games 4 and 5 were won by the Pirates, including a seemingly back-breaking 1-0 shutout victory in Atlanta. Zane Smith led the way for Pittsburgh in Game 5, and with their backs against the wall, Atlanta had to somehow win both games on the road to make their first World Series since arriving in the capital of Georgia. The Braves just wouldn't let their dream season die. Not only that, but they held the Pirates scoreless for the last 22 innings of the series. From the top of the 6th in Game 5 until the final out in Game 7, the Pittsburgh Pirates couldn't muster a single run. A 1-0 crushing defeat in Game 6 saw the Pirates 1 win away from elimination, and after the Braves scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning during Game 7, the Buccos offense went ice cold down the stretch. Steve Avery stole the show. He didn't give up a single run in his 2 starts. 16 2/3 innings pitched for the young stud on the mound, and he, of course, won NLCS MVP. But the Braves weren't the only weird newcomer to the postseason party. Just 4 years earlier, the Minnesota Twins were World Series champions. Gone were the days of Harmon Killebrew and Rod Carew, but these new Twinkies were still fan favorites. Kirby Puckett, a former junior college player, led the charge in center field. But interestingly enough, not a single player on the Twins had 100 runs batted in during the 91 regular season. The Twins weren't a team known for power. Puckett only drilled 15 homers in 1991, a huge contrast to the 1987 squad when he hit 28 homers. The 1991 Twins were scrappy, annoying, and hard to beat. Designated hitter Chili Davis was the only Twin with over 25 home runs, and the lone 20-game winner on the pitching staff wasn't future Hall of Famer Jack Morris. That distinction went to Scott Erickson. Still, the Twins cruised to an AL West Division title by commanding 8 games. And after dismantling the Toronto Blue Jays in just 5 games during the ALCS, it looked like the Twins had the upper hand for the 1991 World Series crown. After all, the Braves barely squeezed into the World Series, while the Twins looked like the far more superior team. But the World Series started anyway, with Cox proving to the rest of the world that he would become one of the game's all-time great managers. Down in an early 0-2 hole, the Braves looked like a completely different ball club when they flew back to Atlanta. 3 straight victories at the old Fulton County Stadium, including a 14-5 convincing victory over the seemingly unbeatable Twins, put the Twins in major trouble. Just like that, Tom Kelly's squad looked all but done. The problem was, they weren't. Plus, they still got to go back home for Games 6 and 7, assuming they could force a Game 7. The 1991 World Series became one of the all-time greats, and Game 6 was no exception to the rule. The Twins struck first with 2 ball players crossing home plate in the bottom of the first inning. The Braves seemed to have the momentum back after Terry Pendleton hit a 2-run bomb in the top of the 5th. Determined to play Game 7 at the old Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, the Twins got the lead back in the bottom of the frame. And after battling to a leadoff walk, Don Gladden stole second base. A couple of flyouts later, including the sacrifice fly by Puckett, gave the Twins the lead back. But don't count these Braves out. Up by a run in the top of the 7th, Kelly allowed starting pitcher Scott Erickson to run back out there. But after a leadoff single to Mark Lemke, Kelly had no choice but turned to Mark Guthrie. Guthrie started off okay with a strikeout to Jeff Blauser, but then location and accuracy came to bite him in the butt. A walk to Lonnie Smith, including a can't-have-it wild pitch, put Kelly in a tough spot. Guthrie was able to jam Terry Pendleton, but with Chuck Knobloch playing at double-play depth, Pendleton's little nubber got enough of the AstroTurf to give him ample time to claim the infield single. Just like that, we have bases loaded, and Kelly was forced to go to the bullpen yet again. In came Carl Willis. It was also decision time for Kelly. Should he bring the infield in, bring in the corners and play double play depth, or play double play depth around the infield? The Twins decided to play back with the middle infield, and it cost them. Ron Gant's ground ball in between the third base and shortstop hole allowed him to beat out the fielder's choice, and the Braves were once again in business.
Gant with a good jump out of the box just beats the play.
A 3-3 tie with runners on the corners. Willis was in a huge pickle, but he threw a devastating 2-2 off-speed pitch to Davis Justice to get him to swing and miss. The lead was gone, but the tie still remained. The Twins had a golden opportunity to retake the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Puckett stole second base with 2 outs, but Shane Mack couldn't drive him in. Nobody got close to tying it in the 9th, so Braves fans had to wait until extra innings to see if their team would be sipping the champagne in the locker room. Remember, this was a big deal for Braves fans. Atlanta hadn't won a World Series since relocating from Milwaukee, and the city of Atlanta had never seen a professional sports team win a championship up to this point. Atlanta nearly obtained their first lead of Game 6 in the top of the 10th. A leadoff single by Pendleton looked to be great for the Braves, but a stolen base attempt, or perhaps a hit and run, led to a slow-moving line drive and an easy double play for the Twins. So much for that potential rally. The Twins went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 10th, so we went to the 11th. The Braves somehow got another leadoff single, this time by Sid Bream. However, Bream probably should have been at second base, if not for his oft-injured right knee. He crushed the first pitch down the first base line, but couldn't advance into scoring position. Keith Mitchell had to pinch run for him, and in this era of old-school baseball, stolen bases were more commonplace. Mitchell got caught stealing on the first pitch of Brian Hunter's at-bat, and that pretty much did in the rally. No more base runners for the Braves. Should Cox allow Alejandro Pena to pitch into the 11th? Pena might be needed for Game 7, so Cox is pretty much forced into allowing Charlie Liebrant to man the rubber in the bottom of the 11th. Liebrant probably wasn't the ideal choice. He had an ERA over 4 coming into this pitching appearance, and with Puckett leading off the inning, Cox was just praying Liebrent could force a 12th frame. And now Puckett can make history with a walk-off blast. But to understand how memorable this home run could be for Puckett, you have to know his life's history. Puckett grew up on the south side of Chicago. He was so small for center field, just 5'8", that he didn't receive a single scholarship once he graduated from Calumet High School. He actually entered the workforce right out of prep school at the Ford Motor Company. Luckily for him, Bradley University, an NCAA Division I school in the Missouri Valley Conference, gave him a shot. He then had to transfer to Triton College due to becoming academically ineligible at Bradley. However, he had what it took to play at the next level, and the Twins took a huge risk by drafting a junior college ball player with the 3rd overall pick in 1982. They obviously didn't regret taking the shrimp beef but full of energy ball player. He ended up making it to the big show in 1984 and helped lead the Twins to a World Series championship 3 years later, their first one since relocating from Washington, D.C. He never missed the All-Star game since 1986, and he was the 1991 ALCS MVP award. He was absolutely brilliant coming into this at-bat. He tripled in Knobloch, made an unbelievable catch in the 3rd inning, and has 2 of the 3 Twins' RBIs tonight. According to multiple reports, he told players in the clubhouse they could jump on his back tonight and he would carry them to victory. Well, here we stand. A 2-1 count on Puckett. It's a tie game in the bottom of the 11th. Can Puckett get on base or even crush a legendary walk-off homer to preserve Minnesota's incredible season? Or can Liebrent jam Puckett and face off against Chili Davis, who is already 0 for 4 on the night? Here comes the 4th pitch of the at-bat. Welcome to a moment in history.
The hitter swings at the arm motion.
Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
The Twins went on to win a memorable Game 7 by a final score of 1-0. Jack Morris pitched an unbelievable 10-inning shutout. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Welcome into the pregame show presented by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Carly Bull, joined by St. Ignatius' Justin Scott. You know, you guys had a phenomenal season, historic season at that, but now it's brand new. You're in the postseason. What's kind of the mindset heading into the postseason this year?
Like you said, the mindset's kind of like it's brand new. Like the regular season's over, it's time for playoffs, and we're trying to go into a playoff run.
And this is a team that you guys have already faced before, so that had to be kind of easier with prep this week. What was the prep like this week?
Prep was a little easier, but honestly, not too easy. Still the same intensity because we know they're going to come back. It's a win or go home, so we know they're going to come back trying to win.
What were some of the big things that you were prepping for out of Bremen?
Probably just expecting new things, being ready to play, not taking it easy, even though we played them already, but just being ready to play.
And again, a historic season that you guys have done here, first winning season in a long time. For your football team to just do this, what does that mean to you guys to be able to bring that type of pride to St. Ignatius?
It means everything, especially for the seniors, knowing that this is their last year and they get to go on this type of run for the last year. So it means everything. I know to Coach Miller, it means everything to me, even though I still got years, but it means to everybody.
All right, Justin, you had a great game today. Thank you again for your time. We're going to let you get back out there. Thank you again. We're going to join Bremen in just a few minutes. Also joined by Henry Helms of St. Ignatius for our pregame show presented by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Again, you guys had a phenomenal season, but you guys entered the postseason. Now, brand new. You guys were record at 0-0. What was kind of the mindset? What was the preparation like heading into the first week of the postseason?
Just clear the slate and just keep working to our goal, 5-0 for the rest of the season, and just keep working to our goal the whole season and win the state championship. So we're building to that.
This is also a team you guys have played before, so what was the prep like? Was it a little bit easier? Were you guys able to get a little bit more detailed in it? What was kind of the prep like for this game?
We just prepped like any other game, come out here, do our jobs, execute, and play the football that we play.
What was one thing that really stood out with Bremen that you're trying to really prevent this game?
Just if everyone executes and everybody does what they should with their roles, we schemed it up well, and we should be able to do well.
As I said, historic season for you guys, finished 8-1, a winning record for the first time in a long time for the school. What does it mean to you to bring that type of pride to St. Ignatius?
It's special. To be a part of a team like this, all these guys, these are my brothers, so, just to be able to, be a part of something like that is really special to me.
All right, Hunter, thank you so much, and you have good luck today in today's game. We're going to check in with Bremen in just a few minutes.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
We're now checking in with Bremen on the pregame show presented by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I am joined by senior Justin Robinson. This is, you're in the postseason, man. It's a brand new season. You start out 0-0. What was kind of the mindset of the preparation heading into this game?
Just come out and give it all you got and put everything out on the field.
And this is a team that you guys played earlier this year. So what was the prep like? Was it a little bit easier knowing that you had some experience with them already?
No, if anything, it was harder. We worked a little bit harder because we really want this one this time.
And that was a tough loss for you guys. So you guys must be really hungry and feisty to try and come out here. What are some of the big things that we should expect out of you guys in this game?
Some big hits, some big runs, stuff like that,
You look real hyped to get this going, man. Well, I'm going to let you get back and get warmed up for the game. Good luck tonight as well. Thank you so much, Justin. We are going to give you the game here in just a few minutes.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
My name is Mary Ellen Schneider, and I'm the Fine Arts Department Chair at St. Ignatius. I'm proud to say that we probably have at least 50% of the student body involved in one of the visual or performing arts throughout their career here. It's important for the students to be involved in the arts here because they learn something that they can enjoy for a lifetime. There's no cap on how old you can be to be a musician or a visual artist and create. Our talented students are very creative. Beautiful things are displayed around the school. They also get very excited about productions and concerts, performing for others. And there's so many options for you and so much for you to have fun with. I love being department chair because it's exciting to be able to lead a group of other artists and to see them be able to be involved in the arts. Sometimes at the high school level, it becomes very selective. We have so many things here that are inclusive of students at all levels.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of being here this evening, for all that these young men have accomplished over the course of a long season. We ask that you protect them on this field of play. You fill their hearts with grit and determination, that every lesson they have learned over the course of their time playing football may translate well into what they do in life beyond this place and this day. We thank you for all who helped contribute to their talent and all the lessons that they have learned. Coaches, parents, grandparents, those who are on the field tonight. We ask this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. Ignatius, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please remain standing and face the flag tonight. To perform the national anthem.
It's over there. Just get a little wide.
From the St. Ignatius Wind Symphony, singer Michael O'Hara. Let's go with good luck to all.
All right, everybody, it's about time for some high school football. It's Bremen against St. Ignatius College Prep here on Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe. Bob, it's an early start tonight. We're going to start around 7:05. St. Ignatius ended the season at 8-1. Bremen, they had to win their last two games just to get into the playoffs.
It's going to be a big difference in teams. They already met once this year. Bremen got on the short end of that one. What was it, 49-8?
Yep.
So the question becomes now, what would Bremen's attack be to change that? I mean, obviously, first things, you want to stop them on defense, right, and then score more points. But is this a game you can actually win? Can you actually scheme a win out of this? Or is this one where you try to make it a close game, maybe keep it a one-score game at the end and get lucky on an end around and score?
St. Ignatius, Bob, I don't want to reference the Tennessee Titans and that famous Super Bowl against the Rams,
man.
but they were 1 yard short, and they gave it everything they had. A couple of controversial calls that went their way, but you think that's in their head a little bit? 1 yard short of potentially going undefeated?
No, I don't think it is. And even if it was that 1 yard, they still had to kick or run it in for another 2 points to tie that game. No, I don't think this game is in their head at all. In fact, sometimes when you lose a game, it's not a bad thing because then you realize, you're not perfect. And so if you had a perfect game like that, if your record is perfect, you got a target on your back. So that loss might actually, in the long run, help St. Ignatius. But that loss on the back isn't going to make a difference in this game.
I don't think it will either. Bremen has fought hard to get to this place, Bob, but unless they can find a way to pass the football. Now, the rain has let down a little bit. That might do wonders for the Bremen offense, but it hasn't been an offense that's been known to sling it so far this season.
Well, and that's the thing. They are 5-4. It's not like they're 1-8. So they did win 5 times, and they do have a 2-game winning streak, right? But against St. Ignatius and that running offense, I mean, you wonder how many points St. Ignatius can run up. I mean, it's not going to be like 5 yards in a cloud of rubber pellets or a puddle of water here. I mean, they could get 10-yard gains, and I guess last time, some 260 yards of offense.
Yeah, for Vinny Rugai, he had 166 rushing yards last time they played Bremen. He had 143 last week, including that very cool 56-yarder on 4th and 1 to tie up the score at 7-7. So it should be a good one. Kickoff. St. Ignatius won the toss. They will receive, and it is crucial, Bob, to either get a 3-and-out from the Bremen defense or hold them to 3 points.
Well, and I think even before that, they got to keep them from running the kickoff back. I think last time they played, it was an opening kickoff that started the game at 6-0 right at the get-go.
Left-footed kick. It's going to be brought back. Well, it was touched at the 5, and it's an automatic dead ball in the end zone. So we'll have 1st and 10 at the 20. And it was touched, so it looks like there's a clock error. Should be at least 1 second, if not 3 off the clock. But right now it's at 12. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack. The public address announcer will help us for all yard and down and distance tonight.
Boy, does he ever. The speaker is right above us, right outside the window, and it's loud. You can hear it.
The Wolfpack, led by their quarterback, Jake Petro, in the backfield. Vinny Rugai, they also like to run some power I with Jake Lowe. They do not like to pass unless they have to, and last week they did, and Bob, they were 1 yard short. Some good throws by Petro kept their season alive for the time being. They're going to run it up the A-gap. That's not going anywhere, and good stop on the first play of the game from Bremen.
That's a great start for Bremen. First off, the kickoff wasn't run back, right? They stopped them at the line of scrimmage. They need stout defensive tackles to keep the run from going very far up the middle. Force St. Ignatius to go wide. Stretch them out to the sidelines.
This is a young team at Bremen. They do have a freshman on the roster, Vincent Weber. And, of course, if you've been watching Sports Broadcast Solutions / Just Crush Sports, Vinny Rugai got his big break as a freshman with his older brother Leo as quarterback. Another A-gap run. No, it's a fake. They get it out to the sideline. Room to run. The safety's going to try to stop him, and he's brought down inside the 20. So after a no gain, a huge gain by the Wolfpack on their second play of the drive. How about that, Bob? A no gain and then a huge gain.
You couldn't have said it better. You know, they stopped him. We thought it was a great start, and all of a sudden, 60 yards, 70 yards, and the second play from scrimmage. That's what Bremen has to stop. They need to keep this score close, so it's a one-score game at the end, on the last drive. If they get this behind by 2 scores early, it's going to be over pretty quickly. We
First
don't want
and
that.
10 for the Wolfpack at the opponent's 10, so it is first and goal. Another run up the gut by Rugai and a couple of yards and a late push. And probably no forward progress. Should be second and goal at the 8. It was a gang tackle by the Braves. All right, Bob, you're the coach. Is Matt Miller thinking 3, or is he going to go for it on 4th and goal to get the 7?
I don't think he's going to think 3 for the whole entire game. You're going to see a score that's divisible by 7 at the end of this game.
The Wolfpack taking their time. Only time they go no huddle is when they're behind. 2 wide receivers, most likely another running play. They do run play action, though, off the 2 wide receiver set. Another run up the A-gap by Rugai, and look at the push from his offensive line, trying to push him into the end zone. The Braves finally finished the tackle at the 3-yard line. Now it's gut check time for the Braves. Bob, do you blitz, or do you just try to get some pressure with your front 4?
Well, you have to almost run blitz every time. You cover every gap. You're going to have to be susceptible to play action passes, but no, you got to run blitz just about every time. That's what St. Ignatius is good for. And if you can run blitz and get through those gaps, you can prevent the ball from going wide on you as well.
3rd and goal at the 3. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. Carly Bell, our excellent videographer and field reporter on the evening. Jumbo set. They pitch it out to Rugai. Nobody touched him. Touchdown, Wolfpack. 3-yard touchdown. That didn't take long, partner.
No, it didn't. And now Bremen, who's going to get the ball next, has to eat up some clock, go slowly downfield, multiple first downs, and try their best to tie the score. You don't want to let this clock get away from them and the score to get away from them.
And Bremen, what they have to do if they can't score points on their opening drive, at least get some first downs, give their defense a rest. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It's 7-0 Ignatius as we take a break here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Kickoff coming up. And the wind took it. Ball falls off the tee for Bestry. It's 7-0 Ignatius if you just are joining the broadcast.
Yeah, and that 7 happened quick on the very first drive.
Little pooch kick has a chance of going out of bounds, and it does. Bob, what is going on with this kicking game? Bestry had some trouble with that last week against the Friars.
Yeah, sometimes you wonder if they don't mind giving the ball up at where the ball goes out of bounds as opposed to giving up a return. But I really think they need to raid the soccer team and get somebody to be able to kick it down to the end zone.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 35. A break for the Braves. Now, Fenwick they also had problems with that last week.
Yeah, the kicking games weren't strong last week for as close of a game and as good as the teams are.
Be 1st and 10 for the Braves. They have the possession arrow, of course. They're going to try to run it a lot to Lewis Hunt. Pitch play to Hunt. Goes right into contact, and good job on the penetration by the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I like the play call. Run wide left, and next time run wide right. Continue to push St. Ignatius from one sideline to the other. See what you can do about getting the yardage, the first downs, and tiring them out a little bit. That would be the strategy I would try to do. I don't think play action is something that's going to be as effective as you would like it to be. Keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock running, keep the score close.
All you got to do is keep it close, get into the minds of this Wolfpack team. Because of the weather, we do not have a full house tonight. And wouldn't you know it, just before kickoff, it stopped raining. Run play out to the right. Good job from the offensive line, and he breaks through. Gets to the second level, 1st and 10 for Bremen. And the momentum might be going the way of the Braves. On the carry, Breon Townsend.
Well, and that's exactly what they had to do. They did the run left, and this time the run right. Now, if it were me, I would run left again, go to the wide side of the field, pick up half the first down marker if you can, and just keep going downfield that way. Occasionally throwing in a run up the gut, but run left would be my call here.
8:10 remaining, 1st and 10, past the 50. Justin Scott is there, but forward progress will get him past the 45-yard line. That time they're going to run it to Shegog.
Our interviewee.
What?
Justin Scott was our interviewee today.
Yes, Justin was very pumped up, looking to avenge last week's loss. Justin Scott, I don't know what they're feeding that guy, but he's a big boy. 6'5", 315-pound sophomore.
He was a big boy.
Past the 45, jumbo set. It's going to be close to a first down. Forward progress will get him past the first down. So a little bit of maybe a chink in the armor of this rushing defense right now for St. Ignatius, Bob, as Bremen's going right down the field.
Well, they'll tighten it up for sure. They'll tighten up the defense, but I like how they're approaching that. They went left, then went right, now they went up the middle. They've got to continue to mix up the runs all over the field. I'm not a fan of the play action right now. Just continue to move the chains. Bremen's playing a great game so far, even though they're down 7-0, but it's early.
1st and 10, they're going to mark it at the 37. Single man in the backfield, another pitch play out to the left. Penetration's there from the Wolfpack, and that's going to lose yardage. Close to a 3-yard loss, leading the way, Justin Scott, as well as the rest of the Wolfpack team. On the assisted tackle was number 7, Jake Lowe. 2nd and only 11, Bob. I think that was a really friendly spot. I thought he lost at least 2.
Well, forward progress, right? But I like the fact they kept it on the ground again. Now, sweep right would be the call I would try to make. Continue to move St. Ignatius from side to sideline and wear him out. Maybe you can win by that 1 touchdown or 1 point at the end of the game. Here they are passing.
Ahern's got a very clean pocket, and that is not even close to a completion. Cannot be pass interference because it was not a catchable ball. 3rd and long, 3rd and 11. And Bob, I know you want to pass, but you don't want to put it into a tight window and give the ball back to St. Ignatius.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to pass in the first place. Although, at least they went for it, right? They went past deep right. The receiver went into the defender rather than cut out to the sideline, which is where the pass went. It was a good, safe pass. The only one who could catch that ball was going to be his own receiver. But now you got 11 yards on 3rd down.
Now Ahern is under 42% completion percentage on the season. It's not a team known for the consistent passing game. A reverse.
Oh, I like it.
Ignatius gets back into the play, and it's going to be short of the first down, but I like the play call there, but great pursuit by the Wolfpack. And, Bob, they didn't overcommit. They stayed in their lane. They were able to do the gang tackle on the sideline.
Well, it was good defense, but I sure like the play call, though. They've been going with sweeps left to right, and then pursuit happens, right? And so when you reverse back the other way, you hope to catch the pursuit going the wrong way. It's a great play call. So they'll probably go for it here, though.
Yeah, definitely will go for it. 4th and manageable. Oh, they do give him the first down. I'm shocked by that. Gain of 15. Lost yardage. 2nd and long coming up. This is exactly what Bremen wants. Keep that clock running. Keep it a close game.
It's a funny way you said that. 2nd and long, that's what Bremen wants. But that
well,
is
no.
Yeah,
Run the clock. That's what I
meant. But they are keeping the ball on the ground, and they are running it. And Bremen's doing a great job here. They're only down by 1 score. They have the ball. It's still the first quarter. They did win the last 2. They're not a bad team, 5-4, although they're ranked like, 208. And then St. Ignatius is ranked like 9th.
Well, Tom Brady was picked number 199.
What a bargain.
Out to the left. And a good gang tackle that time by the Wolfpack. Leading the way, Aiden Dobell. Jones was also on the tackle. 3rd and 5 at the 16. But one of these days we're going to have to cut down that tree so we can see how much yards are remaining.
I thought about it. Come with a chainsaw in the middle of the day, right? When nobody's looking.
A draw play, and that's not going anywhere. It's going to lose yardage.
Again, I like that they're running wide, though. So now it's 4th down. Now here's where I don't know how good their field goal kicker is, but I think they're probably going to go for it.
Not great. Shegog on the year. They have him 4 PATs, 6 attempts. PATs for Bosso, 11 for 13. 13 attempts, 11 PATs. Not a team known for field goals.
No, they might be a little bit outside this range. They are going for it.
Whatever you do, if you're going to throw a pick, it's got to be in the end zone.
If I did have a kicker that could make it, I would be kicking on this one, though. But for a 4th down, they're passing.
Rolls to the right, in traffic, and incomplete. It's just too close to the end zone to do a pooch punt there. I think you had to go for it. Just didn't work out for the Braves that time.
Well, yeah, the pooch punt would probably come back out to the 20. Maybe you can kick it out of bounds. But you're giving yourself at least a chance to make a 1st down, and you're still leaving St. Ignatius deep in the zone.
And, eventually, you're going to have to stop St. Ignatius anyway on defense.
That's
so you're
right.
pinning them back inside their own 20 to the 18-yard line. 1st and goal for the Wolfpack with 3:35 remaining. So did I say 1st and goal? 1st and 10. There have been times that it was 1st and goal at your own 20. I've seen that. A bad snap, and like 3 people fumbled it. They're going to run it up the gut. Good job by the Wolfpack. Rugai on the carry.
Yeah, St. Ignatius likes to do that. Run up the gut, up the gut, up the gut, and then wide. They really wear out defenses that way.
You know, they might not be the most talented team in 6A, Bob, but they're probably the most annoying team. You keep doing that A-gap, 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 and then you think you have it covered, and then Petro does that quarterback keeper for 45 yards.
Yeah, and I'd say it's a safe thing that they're not the most talented team, but boy, there's a lot of talent here on this St. Ignatius team. A very well-coached team, triple option. They keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving, 8-1 this year. What a fabulous year they've had.
Stutter step move, short gain for the Wolfpack. 5-yard gain, 1st and 10 Wolfpack, 2:51 remaining. Rugai in the backfield, 2 tight ends set for the Wolfpack. But they're going to spread out the wide receivers as well. Another run up the A-gap. Braves are there to stop it. Second and long for the Wolfpack with 2:14 to go.
Yeah, continuing to run up the gut like this.
Do you consider a pitch play, Bob?
Well, I absolutely do. But, St. Ignatius, odds are they're going to go up the middle again. But, yeah, you bet. Run left or right. I'm a big proponent of running to the sidelines and tuckering out the defense. But
they've got the speed and Petro to do it.
Well, and the counter plays. We saw it earlier when they had that 70-yard gain.
Another A-gap run.
Yeah.
If you like tailbacks that can get to the edge, like Dalvin Cook, sometimes the Wolfpack offense is not for you. It's fullback dive, halfback dive, quarterback keeper. But if you like exciting rushing the football, the Wolfpack are must-watch TV.
They are a must-watch football team. I enjoy watching them so much, the different styles that they have, different plays they run. They keep it on the ground generally, though.
Pitch play, lost his feet.
Yeah, that's the slippery turf. Now, that's the problem with trying to cut back.
I think he just lost his feet from the get-go. Got to give Malloy credit, though, partner, for not fumbling that ball. It was such a... It happened all of a sudden, right when he got the ball, but he was able to maintain possession and go to the ground.
Well, the big deal here for Bremen is he stopped him again. So you're going to get the ball back, only down 1 score. You have proven you can move the ball on the ground. This is all good for Bremen.
Definitely the game plan working to fruition right now for the Braves. Helms on the punt. And deep for the Braves will be Shegog. Not a good one. It was shanked.
Almost got blocked. Oh, great roll.
And a very friendly Wolfpack roll past the 35. It's going to slowly make its way to the 31. Finally touched by the Wolfpack. And we'll stick with the action. Jake Lowe was able to get a piece of it at the 31-yard line. And so with 17 seconds left, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Braves at their own 31.
Yeah, I think Bremen has to be very happy to get through this first quarter. They're only down a score. They've got the ball still.
Do you consider being aggressive here, partner? Some play action, or just continue on with those fullback dives, pitch plays out to the left and right?
I'm still pitching left, pitching right. Don't pass the ball. Keep moving the chains. Keep possession of the ball. Make as few possessions for each team as possible before this game ends.
Wolfpack have sometimes been slow starters. This is a draw play out to the right.
Yeah, this where it's hard to cut back on the turf. It's a little bit slick.
And they're most likely looking for a cutback, partner, because if you're going to the right like that, I don't think Bremen's offensive line can handle the defensive front of the Wolfpack. That'll do it for the first quarter. It is 7-0 Wolfpack here on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Mouse is gone. Hello.
Second and long coming up for the Braves. 7-0 Wolfpack. Vinny Rugai, the difference maker, with a 3-yard rushing touchdown. And the Wolfpack have not passed it yet. The Braves did not look good when they've passed it. It's been running the football. Run and pound tonight. A pure passing play, a sideline throw. I'm not going to get much on it, but a positive gain for the Braves.
Yeah, I feel like every time Bremen goes back to pass, it's a wasted down. I mean, clearly as the game progresses, we're going to make some completions before the game finishes, right? And they have to set them up with some short passes so maybe perhaps they can go deep. Now, what Fenwick proved against St. Ignatius is you can go deep. They had a quarterback and some receivers that are going to be Division I players next year. But going deep against St. Ignatius is possible. St. Ignatius is possible if they set it up with short passes. But right now, keep the ball on the ground, run the clock.
You're going to have to pass eventually, though, partner. I just don't see a situation where Bremen can have 85% plus the offense be the running game. Ahern gets the pass off somehow and then brought down at the sideline. We'll see where they spot it. As of now, it's 3rd down, and they're going to say short. 4th down coming up for the Braves. And, partner, what you could do here, you could consider doing a hard count, see if you draw the Wolfpack offside.
You know, that's a great idea. I think that the high school teams do that maybe perhaps a little too much because they see it work occasionally in the NFL, and nobody falls for it anymore. But a good, strong punt. They're punting into the wind. Of course, the wind has died down significantly.
Left-footed kick goes straight up.
Nice punt.
And that'll take a Braves hop. And it's going to be out of bounds past the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39. 61 yards to the end zone for the Wolfpack, and the way this defense is playing for the Wolfpack, another touchdown might put this game away.
Well, I don't think I'd go that far in that soon.
No, but it seems like it the way the St. Ignatius defense looks tonight.
Well, Bremen's been able to move the ball. Just hasn't been able to get it into the end zone. Again, they're very happy to be just down by 1 score. Here we are in the second quarter. But now St. Ignatius, I can talk, has the ball. So anything can happen. Hopefully not a 70-yard run, although St. Ignatius fans would like that.
They had it earlier in the game. Quarterback keeper, now a pitch play to Malloy, waiting for his blockers. He gets to the edge and gets past the first down marker, looking for a late hit. But it was definitely within reason and a legal hit.
He's a great runner on that play.
Everybody's been a great runner for the Wolfpack, it seems like. Bloss, Lowe, Malloy. It's just interchangeable with this offense. But yeah, Malloy, we saw him last week. That big touchdown to cut the deficit to 28-20 on the jet sweep.
Yeah, he was on the sidelines after the game, kind of distraught after it. Really thought they could have won that game.
Here we go, a jet sweep to Bloss, waiting for his blockers, the patient runner. And he's brought down at the sideline by the Braves.
On the tackle. A gain of 10, first down, Wolfpack at the Braves 30-yard line.
Yeah, St. Ignatius is on a mission on this drive. Get that 2-score lead, play good defense, and cause Bremen maybe to have to begin to pass, which could be trouble. So this is a pretty big drive here.
It's a shame it just couldn't stop raining at 6:30. We would have seen more fans at the stadium tonight. Beautiful Fornelli Field. It's turning out to be a good game, 7-0 thus far. The Braves show blitz. Petro on the quarterback keeper, and he's greeted by a couple of Braves defenders.
Yeah, effectively nowhere on that game. Good defense.
Second and 10 for the Wolfpack. This is a Wolfpack team. They've dominated most of their opponents, except for Fenwick and Marmion.
Well, and they're seated up there, deservedly so. So it's going to be a couple games before they meet another team the quality of Fenwick.
We'll see what happens next week. As Glenwood's pretty good. Pitch to the right. And this Bremen team, partner, they have come to play tonight.
They have obviously stuffed that play for a loss. What a great defensive push.
If the Wolfpack want to win this game, they're going to have to earn it up front with that offensive line. Third down at the 34-yard line. Third and 14. For the Wolfpack, you got to know, even though you've outplayed Bremen, you're still only up by 7. So, partner, I think you have to be safe with the play call here. Do not force it into a tight window.
Oh, absolutely. Be safe. Do not turn the ball over.
Petra would love to get into a rhythm, passing the football.
You know, I might second guess myself on that. This might be the time to sling one into the end zone, too.
Timeout call by the Wolfpack. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. It's Wolfpack 7, Braves 0 here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Third and 14 for the Wolfpack as they place the ball at the 34-yard line. A lot of different options you have here, partner. You could do a fly route.
Yeah, that's why I was second guessing myself on that last thing, thinking don't absolutely turn the ball over. But this might be the time to throw it into the end zone. If they intercept it, it's not a big deal. If it's knocked down, well, you got 13 yards or 14 yards to go for a first down anyway. I think what you don't want to do is throw it short. And I think if you run right or left or even up the middle, you get stuffed, or at least you don't get the first down. So I think if it were me, maybe a double move to the outside and down.
Do you think the Wolfpack are starting to feel the pressure yet? Only up by 7?
And I don't think their anxiety level is high yet.
In motion goes Bloss. They're going to run it up the gut. Not even close to the first down marker.
Yeah, which means that they think it's 4-down territory. Now they got to make on 4th down.
No, I think they've learned from last week. They're especially only up by 7.
Oh, you think they'll kick something here?
Well, yeah, they should punt. They were working on it all in pregame.
Now, this is video football, remember? This is
video game football?
Yeah, they're going for it.
Oh, man.
That's a term you coined last week, video football here.
It's Madden football at the IHSA level.
Absolutely going for it. Well, they knew it was 4-down territory. Now, this is a good time for a play action pass because they do like to run a lot. And again, I would throw it deep in the end zone.
See if they can get it. Rolling out to the right. Sets his feet. Bad pass. Even if it was a good pass, partner, it was so low, that would have had to be a Julio Jones-esque catch to make that one.
Yeah, right. Well put. But he did throw it low so that only his receiver could catch it, which on 4th down, that wisdom is different.
I don't like it, and I think if they try that later on in the playoffs, it's going to burn them like it did last week against Fenwick.
Well, it's good to get practice on 4th down plays, but here you go, 4th and 10.
Because a pooch punt, as long as it's a good snap. Now, at the high school level, nothing's a guaranteed in special teams.
Yeah, but highly likely it's going to go in the end zone. Then you only gain the 10 yards on the punt anyway. And Bremen's got to go, 70 yards instead of 80?
Yeah. They're not so great with the kicking game either. They're going to line up Scott at D tackle. And a fullback dive. Gets a couple.
Yeah, again, I like that. Keep it on the ground, move the chains, move the yard, move the ball a little bit.
Yeah, now it hasn't moved the chain.
Yeah,
they
no
have been
chains
moving
here.
the chains, just didn't do it on that play.
Right. But keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving, keep the score close.
So, Bob, how do you block a guy that's 6'5", 315 pounds?
Luckily, you don't. You try to play cornerback, and you hope those guys don't get out there on you.
I'm talking, at D, if you're the center and he's playing D tackle, do you just try to force him out to the left so he's away from your quarterback?
Technique, try to go around him.
Well, he's at D tackle, the offensive line. That's a run up the A gap. So Scott on defense trying to get to the quarterback. It's up to the Braves to try to hold him back. Third and long coming up.
Yeah, this is another one of those big downs now. It's early in the game. We still get that. You're down to score. You want to get it first, but you're 6 yards away. If you get 5, that's not enough. You really got to punt it. So you got to make sure you got a play call that you can get 6 yards on. To me, that's not a run up the middle. They haven't been successful yet through the air. So, again, I'd try to sweep right or left.
That's what they did. Pocket.
And
Bad
a fumble.
Pitch. The ball is loose. Wolfpack had it briefly. Who got it? And the Wolfpack got it.
We haven't talked much about turnovers this game, but that turnover is huge in your own end.
Got to hold on to the football, partner. As simple as that, especially a team in Bremen that doesn't have a lot of explosive playmakers. Just got to hold on to the football, and if you don't feel confident in that play, in light drizzle, you just got to, hand it off.
Well, they obviously did feel confident with it. It just didn't work. But it was a high pitch. The running back couldn't handle it. Goes to the turf, and St. Ignatius alertly jumped on the ball. And a short field in front of him.
Any kind of score for the Wolfpack makes it a 2-possession game. And that's going nowhere. Great job as
Again,
the
stuff
Braves
right up the
read
middle.
that snap from the get-go. You think it's time for the Wolfpack to kind of change up their dialogue at the line of scrimmage, different snap count?
Well, I don't think the snap count, but I do think I would like to see them sweep more right and left. I just think running up the middle, you have to do that to keep the defense honest, but I think you have to go more right and left more often.
Do you feel confident with the ball being a little bit wet?
What was effective last week is some play action in Malloy
It wasn't
downfield.
raining, though, last week.
Well, that's true, but that was effective. Play action in Malloy deep.
They tried it to Cronin. Cronin had that big catch on 4th and 11 to keep the game alive. Trying to create something out of nothing. Flag comes.
Yeah, we got a holding call as my bet.
Officials today, the referee is Jeremy Mansilla. Umpire Bob Hansen. Head linesman Jack Shanahan. Lines judge Ben Hardy. Back judge Brad Richardson. And Bob, was it a hold? I'm a little bit worried if I'm a Wolfpack coach right now. It's only 7-0.
No, yeah, they have a lot of patience. They've got the lead. They've got the ball.
Yeah, just haven't. They've just been stuffed, though.
I mean, you don't have to win 49-8. You can win 29-8.
But eventually, you got to start scoring some points, or Bremen could win this game 8-7.
Well, that's Bremen's hope.
Pitch out to the right. This is well executed by the Wolfpack. Malloy, great spin move. Stays on his feet briefly, and then great job on the pursuit by the Braves. On the tackle is Kevin Morrell. The junior, 6'1", also plays quarterback on the team.
3rd and 22 from the Brave 40-yard line.
Wide receiver, defensive back.
So it's 3rd and 22, but on this software I can't type in mile. So it's 3rd and 22. Long way to go. Probably, again, 2-down territory. We're playing video football here.
You know what? I don't even know anymore. I'm just going to let the Wolfpack do their thing. Pitch out to the left. Waiting for his blockers.
All right, if you're ever going to do that pooch kick you're speaking about, this is the time.
You don't even have to do a pooch kick. If
Here it
you're
comes.
far enough away, you can just boot it.
Yeah, they're booting this. They got a bunch of subs coming in.
The only head coach that I would know that would do a fake punt in this instance would be Mike Vrabel. He's always gutsy in these kind of situations.
Well, frankly, a fake punt wouldn't be such a bad idea, but let's pin Bremen back. You're up by a score. Plenty of time in the game.
Good snap. Helms going to try to pin him deep. Kick goes out to the left. We'll see where they spot it. And it is indeed went into the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 20 for Bremen. 4:12 remaining.
At the 20? Oh, not the 345-yard line. How'd that happen? Oh, still happened.
There you go. The 20.
Okay, keep it on the ground. You're only down by a score. A lot of time, long field. You've got the ball. Bremen's feeling good about this.
I would too. Bremen has looked good, especially on defense. Run up the gut.
You know, they don't look like a 208th ranked football team. Bremen's doing a great job.
It's not who you play, it's when you play them, and Bremen has a 2-game winning streak. By the way, the text line is open tonight. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory, text 330-957-7653.
The rain's coming down pretty good here. It's been raining all day. Took a little bit of a break right before the game started.
Another running play for Bremen.
A very good running play.
And that time they get past the 1st down marker. Bremen moving the chains. If you score a touchdown here, Bob, do you go for 2 to take the lead?
I always wonder that. You know, what are your odds of making the extra point? Always, well, you figure it's always good, 100%, right? Can you make that kick? I mean, can you make that 2.5-yard gain more than 50% of the time? And if you can, you should always forego the 1 point and always go for 2. But that's a philosophical thing.
For me, if I'm Bremen's coaching staff, just to have that lead, even though it's 1 point, to be on the road, have the lead, for a Wolfpack team that has just absolutely dominated opponents for most of the year, I think would get into their subconscious a little bit.
Well, it goes back
down by 1.
Yeah, but it goes back to that 50-50. If you can make that 2-pointer more than 50% of the time, by all means, go for it. That would be my strategy. But if you think you're going to get stopped, or if you think you're going to make it 49% of the time, you got to kick it. Well, but what they did do, they were down 48 to whatever. Well, whatever the score was, final was 49-8. So they did go for 2 in that instance.
They're going to run it up the left guard, and great
Still
job.
going.
Breaking through tackles. Another 1st and 10.
Is this when they get the human joystick comparisons? That was a terrific run.
It's at the Wolfpack 49-yard line.
Yeah, just under 3 minutes to go. So they're going to have to probably pick up and pass somewhere. Either that or get more 1st downs and stop that clock.
Going to run it out to the sideline. Not going to get much. Both teams with 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, the clock running. Definitely the clock is their enemy now, Bremen, in this running offense. I think you're going to have to see a play-action pass, but they got to run the clock down because they don't want to run into a 4th down with time on the clock to give the ball away.
Sure. The good news for Bremen is the Wolfpack do not have a 2-minute offense. At least we haven't seen much of it.
There we go deep, wide
on
open.
His backfield, back foot, he was wide open. That's a catch for the Braves.
You know, that's had touchdown written all over it if it was just thrown in the middle of the field instead of on the sideline, but good catch.
That's also on the wide receiver. He's got to read that and run to the middle, not to the sideline. What a throw, though, by Ahern on his back foot. And here we go, the Braves in business with a chance to tie it up or possibly take the lead. A week 2 loss. They were dominated at home to St. Ignatius. That does not look like the same Braves team tonight. They run it up the center, but the Wolfpack were there. Joining the tailback was Rugai, and a potential injury for the Wolfpack. Hate to see it. Justin Scott slow to get up.
Yeah, our pregame interview again.
He'll have to sit out for at least a play, but he's jogging it off, partner. It looks like he might come back into the game. Substitution for Scott. They're going to put C.J. Gladney in. He's from Learn 8 Middle School. 5'10", 230 pounds.
1:50 on the clock.
And we're going to get a timeout on the field. It's going to be called by the Wolfpack. We'll take a timeout as well. It's Wolfpack 7, Braves nothing here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information,
here we go, the Braves still driving. One in the backfield, fullback dive! Room to run, and a touchdown for Bremen. A broken tackle and a touchdown run for Kashawn Lewis Hunt. And here we go, partner. Decision time for the Braves.
Well, we'll see what they do.
Extra point or go for 2.
I hope they go for 2. It'll be a lot more exciting. And they did when they were losing by big last time. So let's see if they go for it.
Well, when you're down big, you have to go for 2. When you're only down 1, you don't have to. But I think you have to go for 2.
I'd like to see it.
I know you would like to see it, but I don't know if some of the Bremen fans watching the game want to see it.
Looks like a T is on the field. They're going for 1.
Yeah. This is the right call. I just think after what happened the last time you played Ignatius, not the best snap. Good hold, though, and a good kick. Extra point, good. Get your popcorn ready. We have ourselves a ball game tonight. It's 7-7 as we'll stick with the action here at Fornelli Field. We talked to Carly Bell at the commercial break. She's not worried. Are you worried at all, Bob?
I personally still think St. Ignatius is going to win, but Bremen is playing a fantastic game. Tie score going into halftime. You know, you continue with that game plan that you got going. Run the clock, run. And then, St. Ignatius, even if they do score, it's not going to be a 2-score game. They proved they can do a play-action pass to a wide-open receiver and gain 50-yard chunks. So Bremen is playing a fantastic game.
Text line still open. We'll keep it open till midway through the 4th quarter. It's 330-957-7653, your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory. The young men from Pulaski Road in Midlothian are tied with the young men from Chicago.
Right, and you have to take this in baby steps. Okay, so now you're kicking off. The worst that can happen here, you've got 1:45 to go. St. Ignatius can score. There's plenty of time. So first things first, you got to kick it in such a way that they can't return it.
Could kick it out of bounds.
Yeah. That's one way to keep a return from occurring, which may be why we're seeing some out-of-bounds kicks.
Ignatius does have a pretty good kick return unit. They had a touchdown against Von Steuben. It's going to be returned by the Wolfpack.
Well, they had one
on
returned.
On the right sideline and past the 40-yard line. Great job on the return by John Kemp.
Yeah, they had a return against Bremen last time they played. Bremen last time they played.
Aluminum. Bremen. John Kemp, the combo defensive back, fullback on that carry. Kick return. The ball carrier. I miss that PA guy for the Bears. There's a timeout.
I like it when they say there's a flag and all the fans say where.
On the field. Oh. He retired a couple of years ago. Jumbo set for the Wolfpack. They're going to run it up the A-gap. Rugai, and you got to give credit to this defensive line. Even when Rugai gets to that second level, Bob, they're getting low on those tackles, making sure he doesn't get into open space.
That's the trick. They have to stop him running up the gut like that. Fenwick did.
And a little bit of lack of communication there between Petro and Rugai. It was a late handoff.
Well,
Flag on the field.
And there is a flag on the field. And looks like it's going to be declined. Ignatius will take the yardage. Illegal substitution. 1:17 to go. Ball is placed at the 49-yard line. Bestry has a boot. You got to get it to at least the 20, though, to feel comfortable. And in conditions like this, partner, a bad snap could lead to a touchdown for Bremen.
well, there's still time. Of course, the yards are going there we go.
Clock is still stopped. And now St. Ignatius changes their mind and accepts it.
It's first and 10 Wolfpack from the Bremen 47-yard line.
Ball at the 47. Petro with one in the backfield. 3 wide receiver set. He's going to look to pass. Rolls to his left. Good pass to Bloss. Bloss catches it, gets out of bounds. And there we go. That might be the pass that Petro needs to get some confidence.
That was a nice play. Wide open. Off to the sideline. Stop the clock. Move the chains.
Justin Fields, take notes.
Yeah, don't make me pick on Nagy. This is a good football game to watch.
You'd pick on Nagy even if it wasn't a football game they were watching.
Now that's LeBron.
Jumbo set for the Wolfpack. They're going to a little jet sweep to Bloss. He runs it down the sideline. Gets close to the end zone. And that'll stop the clock. Even if he hadn't gone out of bounds, it would have stopped the clock briefly since we're playing NCAA rules tonight.
Yeah, 107.
First and goal. Wolfpack definitely thinking 6 here. Although you can't get too greedy. 3 still gives you the lead.
Well, Bremen scored their touchdown with a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, but you had no choice, partner.
Yeah,
you got to
take it. Oh, yeah, you take it.
Timeout, Bremen. We'll take a 15-second break as well. It's Bremen 7, St. Ignatius 7 here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Here we go. First and goal for the Wolfpack. Ball is going to be placed at the 8-yard line.
With so much time to go, over a minute.
It's going to be, according to Carly, it's the 9. They have an 8 so far on the Jumbotron. I was told there would be no math tonight. I was lied to. What do you do here, partner? Another jet sweep?
Well, I think what they're going to do is continue to run right up the gut.
Got to be careful. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage quick if you decide to run it. Fullback dive to Rugai as he powers his way past the 5-yard line.
Clock running.
A gain of 3. Second and goal from the 4.
Second and goal from the 4-yard line, and I don't know if Ignatius was ready. The officials blow it dead, and it's false start against the Wolfpack. A killer against St. Ignatius. And a huge break for Bremen.
Illegal
All right, partner, your head coach, Matt Miller. Do you go to the passing game here, a little fade route?
I think they still got time and timeouts, so I would keep the ball on the ground. You can kind of cram it in from here. St. Ignatius still believes they can run it up the gut and score.
They've been attacking that opposing defensive tackle all night long. Man in motion, jet sweep to Malloy. It's been their bread and butter all year. And it suffices yet again. Jet sweep to Malloy, touchdown, Wolfpack, and St. Ignatius is on top again.
With just 26 seconds to go in the period, that was an unfortunate touchdown given up by Bremen on defense there. They went the entire field in about, a minute and a half?
You know, you talk about unstoppable plays, Bob, and that's going to be a play that I'm sure that the opposing defenses have been looking all season long, but there hasn't been many defenses that can stop it.
Well, and that's why they're 8-1.
Extra point is good. 14-7. We'll stick with the action here. All right, you're the Braves. Do you get aggressive with 22 seconds when you get the ball, or do you just take a knee and you accept being down 7?
I think it depends on field position. If the ball is way back at their own 20 or something like that, take a knee, run up the middle, let the clock run out. But if you got a return up to midfield or something like that, that was encouraging. They got one long pass downfield, but you know what? You're against the wind, and the rain is hard. But I think it'll depend on field position. Odds are good. This is just run out the clock.
Braves do get the ball back in the second half. So if you want to be aggressive, this would be the time to do it. We appreciate everybody watching. 271 watching right now. St. Ignatius trying to win their first IHSA playoff game. They've won a lot in the Prep Bowl, but...
Well, they sure showed they wanted to win it on that drive. That was just a well-executed drive with not a whole lot of time. Did the ball fall off the tee?
You got to be careful if you bestry. If you touch that ball right before it goes off, that is a live ball.
Yeah.
It's raining sideways. The beautiful weather we have in Chicago. Great kick. And it's going to be picked up near the 10-yard line. Rolling to his left. Almost had him. And then finally brought... No, he's still on his feet.
Yeah, it proved to be pretty elusive, except the ball is way back in their own territory. I don't think we'll see anything other than the run.
It's the video game offense, Bob.
Well, then there's got to be a running play on the offense.
No. Spread offense. Aaron Rodgers type throw. Unfortunately, Jeff Janis nor Aaron Rodgers is on the field tonight.
I think one thing they won't do is lateral the ball.
Yeah, they got
clean handoff or just the quarterback drop on it.
But all jokes aside, I think you either take a knee or just a very easy draw play. An excellent execution by the Braves in the first half. They'll run it up the gut. Still hasn't been brought down, then finally tackled. Short of the 15.
Clock running. Bremen has to be very pleased with the first half.
And they'll be fine being down 14-7. It's Wolfpack 14, Braves 7 here on SBS. We'll take a break, and then we'll give you some halftime analysis here in the round of 32 at Fornelli Field.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede.
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary,
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. Other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to try something new. I know we've done a lot of cool videos with should the White Sox trade for Mike Trout and what should the Bears do with Justin Fields in Week 1. And we like what Flemlo Raps does, but sometimes he doesn't do the athletes that I want to see. So I thought I would answer the question, what happened to David Gerrard? And here goes.
It's never easy to play the quarterback position at the NFL level. Couple that with being abnormally large for the position and dealing with Crohn's disease, and you have the very underrated career of David Gerard. What makes Gerard's college and NFL career so interesting is nothing came easy for him. He seemed to be a tight end who was actually playing QB. Remember, he was around 240 pounds when he stepped on East Carolina University's campus, but as we later found out, there simply wasn't anything that Gerard couldn't do. The only issue was his ball placement and accuracy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. When looking at the career of Gerard, you always think of 2 words, never quit. Gerard wasn't the fastest, and he certainly looked too big to play QB. The former Jaguars quarterback sometimes reminded me of Jared Lorenzen, but when the Jacksonville Jaguars needed a big play, Gerard would give you that Cinderella moment, coming out of nowhere and then getting the job done. And although his career probably wasn't as good as Mark Brunell's, he still is one of the all-time greatest Jaguar players. The Jacksonville Jaguars YouTube account lists Gerard as number 23 all-time as a Jaguar player, and I disagree with that. He should be much higher on that list, especially since he didn't always have the most talent around him. But let's not delay any further. As Flemlo Raps would say, this is what happened to David Gerard. Gerard began playing football at around 8 years old, and to no surprise to many people watching this video, many of his coaches didn't see his future at quarterback. When Gerard attended Neal Middle School in Durham, North Carolina, his coaches instead put him at fullback. He was so big that he was basically the Mike Allstott of middle school football, as he pretty much carried the opposing defenders down the field. And according to Gerard, he didn't mind playing fullback. I was happy with the arrangement because I got the majority of the carries, said Gerard. I never even thought about playing quarterback. In fact, it was his preteen and early teenage year teammates who actually vouched for him to play quarterback. To test his ability to effectively play the position, his coaches would line up a handful of players 15 yards away from Gerard and tell him to zip the ball to them. After easily completing the passes, the coaches told him to put even more oomph on his throws, and according to Gerard's ego, he quote-unquote lit it up on his next several passes. And from that moment on, he was a future NFL quarterback. But Gerard playing the QB position still came with its set of drawbacks. Gerard entered the NFL when Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick were just getting their feet wet as a black quarterback in the NFL. And for people who weren't born in the early 2000s, it was very much a stereotype that coaches and GMs would stay away from drafting African American quarterbacks. In essence, drafting a black quarterback came with its controversies. Remember when Eagles fans booed at the Donovan McNabb draft selection? It's obviously dumb to point out a purely racism problem since Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper, Vic McNabb, and others all got their shot at QB, but black quarterbacks were still very much a small number in the NFL when Gerard was a rookie. But being an African-American quarterback was not the reason why teams didn't draft him.
Rather, it was a variety of factors. First of all, being from a mid-major school certainly didn't help David Gerard's draft stock. Interestingly enough, Gerard actually played against Byron Leftwich during their college years. Their lone matchup was an amazing college football bowl game where Leftwich's Marshall team somehow came back down by 30 points and defeated Gerard's East Carolina squad 64-61 in double overtime. This memorable GMAC Bowl game was a preview of both quarterbacks playing together on the Jacksonville Jaguars, where Gerard would get the last laugh by taking away Leftwich's QB job. Gerard got the nickname the Beer Truck when he played at East Carolina University, and the name definitely suits him due to his enormous stature. He explains why he got that nickname.
Coach Logan, he said, you know what, you run down the field and people get out of the way like a beer truck that's out of control. And I ran with it.
Secondly, while Gerard's East Carolina Pirates were very competitive during his time in Greenville, North Carolina, they still weren't a dominant squad. This is important to know because one of the reasons why mid-major quarterbacks like Zach Wilson can rise on the draft board is because their team was undefeated for most of the season. The old adage, you are what your record says you are, can sometimes define how valuable your quarterback play is to the team's overall success. In layman's terms, Wilson's undefeated BYU squad, until their loss to Coastal Carolina, proved to some NFL draft scouts that he's the real deal at QB. Gerard, you might ask? His best season at East Carolina was 9-3, which included ECU defeating the number 13 ranked Miami Hurricanes that season. A very good record at 9-3, but it was still a far cry from Alex Smith's undefeated season when he played quarterback at the University of Utah. Regardless of the reason why Gerard fell in the draft, the Jaguars took a chance on him in the 4th round, and they were rewarded with a fairly decent quarterback. Despite being diagnosed with Crohn's disease in January of 2004, the former ECU Pirate ended up getting honored for the 2009 Pro Bowl, won a playoff game, and even finished with just over 16,000 passing yards in his career. If you're not familiar with Crohn's disease, here's the SparkNotes summary of the illness. Crohn's is an inflammatory bowel disease that causes inflammation of the person's digestive tract. This disease can lead to abdominal pain, severe diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, and malnutrition. While not usually life-threatening, this IBD can lead to kidney stones, inflammation of the liver, and inflammation of the eyes. To sum up, it certainly isn't easy playing the hardest position of the 4 major American sports and being malnutritious, aka having Crohn's disease. Thankfully for Gerard, Crohn's was very treatable in 2004 and is even more treatable today. The way to generally treat Crohn's is with immunosuppressants and steroids, although surgery might be required on a case-by-case basis. And that was the unfortunate case for Gerard, as he had to have surgery in June of 2004 to remove almost 12 inches of his intestines. Despite that intensive surgery, Gerard ended up staying in the National Football League until 2003, and he did more than just stay in the NFL. He showed why he earned the starting job from head coach Jack Del Rio. In the entire history of the Jaguars, only 3 quarterbacks have won a playoff game, Brunell, Gerard, and Blake Bortles. It's not the most impressive list of QBs, but it's still obvious that Gerard had a much better NFL career than his former teammate in Leftwich. Gerard flourished best when Del Rio allowed him to best utilize his dual-threat mentality. While his numbers aren't very flashy, Gerard gave Jacksonville stability at the position once they had to move on from Mark Brunell. Even with his so-so passing numbers, Gerard still led the NFL in third down passer rating during the 2007 season. His 2007 Jaguars advanced to the divisional round, where they had to face off against the 16-0 New England Patriots. We all know how that game turned out, as the Patriots wouldn't lose a single game that season until Super Bowl 42. But as good as Gerard was, he just wasn't consistent enough to stay in the league. His QB rating never went above 81, and his last 3 years were very mediocre. His 2008 season, his third to last one in the NFL, saw him throw just 15 touchdown passes to 13 interceptions. His passer rating finished just underneath 60. His 2009 season was even worse, with a QB rating of 54.4, and although he showed flashes of greatness in 2010, his 23 TD passes to 15 interceptions proved to the Jags it was time to draft the future in Blaine Gabbert. Gabbert turned out to be a bust, but it also turned out that the Jags still made the right decision in cutting Gerard. The beer truck's engine seemed to die out once he arrived in Miami. He had arthroscopic knee surgery during the 2012 training camp, and the Dolphins were forced to release him due to injury problems on September 4th. In a span of 3 years, from 2010 to 2013, Gerard suffered multiple knee injuries, as well as undergoing surgery on his herniated disc. He attempted a comeback with the New York Jets in 2013, but that inevitably fell through as he suffered through complications with knee swelling. He retired as a Jaguar in March of 2015. So what happened to Gerard?
Well, he outplayed his original draft position, but he showed at times why he lacked the arm talent and decision-making to become a star in professional football. His passes lacked touch at times, and he sometimes forced the ball in unnecessary tight windows. However, Gerard's life has been anything but unsuccessful. He's currently a spokesman for 121 Financial Credit Union, and he's a role model for kids at the Painted Turtle Camp. The Painted Turtle Camp is specifically made for kids having to endure the issues of living with Crohn's disease. Gerard never became as good as Mark Brunell, but he was certainly a better QB than Leftwich and Bortles. But most importantly, Gerard overcame the problems of Crohn's disease and being slightly big for the position. The beer truck might never become the next coming of Big Ben, but I don't think that Gerard has any regrets about his NFL career. And that's it for today. Make sure to comment below if you liked the video and subscribe to our channel. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Good evening, everybody. It's the halftime show. It's brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Bilsaway. And Bob, you expected a blowout. I did too. That is not the case right now. It's 14-7 St. Ignatius, and it was actually 7-7 until St. Ignatius went the length of the field to make it a 14-7 ball game.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, I was thinking, what does Bremen want to accomplish in this game? Winning it is that really the goal, or are they trying to, set up for next year, play younger players, give them experience?
Trying to win this football game down.
Well, they are, right. But at the beginning, is that really the best plan when you lose 49-8? But they've had a good year. They're 5-4. They won the last 2 in a row. They are making every effort here to win this game. The players are playing fantastic, and they're only down 1 score. The way they're getting there from here, they're keeping the ball on the ground. They're running the clock, so the clock isn't stopping on incomplete passes. There's not too many first downs in this game, so the clock isn't stopping for those. And frankly, both teams are kind of running up the middle a lot, so the ball isn't stopping for out-of-bounds things. As a result, St. Ignatius hasn't had too many possessions to extend the lead. So Bremen has to be very, very pleased. They're only down by 1 touchdown here at halftime.
For St. Ignatius, did you see a little sloppiness out of the offense or just great defensive execution by the Braves?
I'm going to give it to two reasons. I think, first off, the Braves are playing great on defense, so great execution, but I also think they've watched some game tape. St. Ignatius looks like quite a predictable team at this point so far, running up the gut a lot and not really passing downfield. Now, that may change because St. Ignatius is with the wind here in this next period. So, maybe a couple play-action passes. What did work last week against Fenwick was Malloy down the field deep. So maybe they can dust off a few of those plays and move the chains.
What's your prediction? Are we seeing an upset tonight, or will St. Ignatius put this away with a couple more scores?
No, I think it'll get put away. I think it'll be 28-14 maybe at the end. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 28-7 game here. I don't know if Bremen can keep it up. And St. Ignatius is also going to make some adjustments at halftime, whatever that means on defense. They've seen Bremen's offense now. When they played, this is week 2 in the season or something like that. Bremen's been 7 weeks later, have had some new wrinkles, and they've probably shown them so far in the first half. So I think St. Ignatius will kind of shut them down. This is what I think will happen in the second half, and I think Bremen will be hard-pressed to continue to stop St. Ignatius. So I'm going to go with a 28-7 final.
If you're Bremen and you score on this opening drive, do you go for 2? I know we talked about it in the first half. Do you consider it again? You get the lead. Try to put the pressure on St. Ignatius.
Yeah, it would be so easy to beg off and say, well, it depends on what they practice, but I would sure like to see them go for 2. And if it were me at the end of the game, 30 seconds they score and they're 1 point down, oh my gosh, you got to go for 2. Just go for the win. But it's all dependent on, do they think they can make 2.5 yards more or less than 50% of the time. I would love to see more college teams, more pro teams, and of course more high school teams go for 2-point conversions more often.
There's a lot of Packer fans who are with you, Bob. If you remember the famous Jeff Janis Hail Mary.
I do remember it.
Ended regulation. The Packers could have gone for 2, put the game away, the extra point, then Larry Fitzgerald did Larry Fitzgerald things, and the Cardinals won in overtime.
Yeah, but I think, though, if you're Green Bay, okay, you're going for 2, you figure it's a 50-50 proposition, but Green Bay figures they're the favorite, so tying the score up and going to win the game in overtime is probably the right move for Green Bay. But if you're the underdog in the game, that's when you want to go for the 2-point conversion, I think. So I think Green Bay made the right move on that one, but boy, that would have been an exciting 2-point conversion play.
Well, it turned out to not be there. Well, at the end of the day, do you really think your defense is going to give up 75 yards in 3 plays? And that's what happened.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, if you're Green Bay, you count on your defense. You're a professional team. You're the favorite. You should be able to win by being tied in overtime.
So we will take another break, and then the second half coming up next. It's St. Ignatius against Bremen here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
By the way, if you're looking for some score updates, St. Rita is up 35-0 in their playoff game, and there are a lot of people that picked this game to be a 35-0 St. Ignatius lead at halftime, but partner, that is not the case tonight.
Yeah, I never picked 35-0, but I did think the score would be a lot wider margin than just 7 points. Of course, the game isn't over yet, and I was wrong. St. Ignatius is, oh yeah, they're with the win. There we go.
You were right the first time.
Yep. Should have just left it that way.
Bremen just needs a touchdown and extra point to tie up the score again. Kickoff, a little pooch kick. It's going to be brought at the 27 and gets a couple of yards. Malloy was there on the tackle, and he was joined by his teammate Jacob Lawler. Lawler from St. Barnabas. Here we go. Can Bremen make the adjustments and possibly force overtime?
Well, and you don't want to say any one drive is more important than the other, but the first drive, second half, you're down 7. This is a very important drive to score on, because if you don't score on this drive, now St. Ignatius has the ball and the lead to go up by 2 scores. So this is a pretty important drive.
I hate to make the analogy good at bat and good drives, but sometimes it's like that. You don't always need to score, but you want to get a first down or 2 to get the momentum back on your side.
Yeah, good at bat would be getting the ball downfield if you don't score, and that was not a good at bat.
I like the play call, though. A little misdirection. It's just the blocking wasn't there for the Braves. Second and long coming up. They're going to place it at the 36-yard line. Neither team has attempted a field goal tonight thus far. And the Braves are definitely taking their time. They've been in the huddle for at least 10 seconds. If you like no-huddle offenses, tonight is not the night for you.
No, both teams, I think, like it when the clock runs. And the flag.
If you're wondering why Ahern didn't try to do the free play, it was too much penetration to the quarterback. No choice for the officials but to blow it dead right away.
Second and 6 for the Braves from their own 41.
And for anybody that watched Thursday Night Football last night, on fade routes, look back for the ball. A.J. Green did not, and did not end well for him. Clean pocket for Ahern. Beautiful catch, but did he drop it?
I couldn't tell.
Oh,
Intended.
man. Tough break for Bremen, but it was close to touching the turf. Not the best pass in the world, but wow, what an attempt on the catch. And it was to either to Gage Ellers or Ahmad Smith.
Yeah, I would like to continue to keep the ball on the ground, pick up some yardage, make it easier on this third down to pick this up. Because if you don't get a first down here on 3rd and 6, you're really in a spot where you have to punt. So I would like to have seen them gain a few yards on the ground.
Turned out to be an okay play call, just wasn't the best pass in the world.
Well, that is all going into it, right?
Pressure comes.
Wide
Blitz.
open.
What a job by Ahern. Both of his passes tonight that have been very good have been on his back foot. That time he got drilled as he threw it. Ahern, he's a tough kid. Senior, he's got size, 6'2", 180 pounds.
Yeah, he had no time to throw that ball. Made a great pass to the sideline. Hot read. Sprint to the sideline, caught the ball. First down, 15 yards later.
Gut check time for the Wolfpack. You can't think about what happened earlier in the season. It is a different game, different team. Run up the A-gap, and that time the Wolfpack are there to greet him 2 yards later. Lassick was there on the tackle, as was Rugai.
Lassick, Scott on the stop.
What kind of play do you want to call here, partner?
2nd and 5, again, ground. The wide field is to the left. I would go left. Not even a pitch, just run left.
Just a little quick handoff.
Quick handoff, run left, go wide, let your receivers block. Try to cut back on this wet field.
Have not seen a Wildcat tonight yet for the Braves. One in the backfield. Trips to the left, one in motion.
Stuffed right
and
away.
That's not going anywhere. Third down coming up. 9:40 remaining.
Yeah, again, big play. Now, they have been trying to pass off to the right side of the field, so maybe look for that again. But 3rd down, this is where I'd like to see him run, this 4-down territory. So run, get about 3-4 yards, and run again, get 3-4 yards.
So it's 3rd and 7 for the Braves. One in the backfield, Lewis Hunt, the only touchdown for Bremen tonight.
Oh, right through his hands.
Yeah, you got to catch that ball. Was it a little high? Maybe, but right within reason to make that catch.
Well, arguably the right play call because it's right in his hands, but that's part of the problem. The receivers are open, but we're not hitting them.
It's so weird when he's on his backfield. He throws back foot. He throws perfect strikes. When he's got time in the pocket, sets his feet. He's a little late.
Well,
the ball sails.
That was right through the receiver's hands, right? Well, they are punting.
You're right. I am too nice to these wide receivers. Except A.J. Green. I don't know what happened last night with A.J.
He ran the wrong pattern. I would think this is not good.
Nope.
That
somehow
went better.
Got it off. Line drive kick, goes after it, touched the
Alertly caught by St. Ignatius. Yeah. That was a fantastic punt by the kicker who was able to get that off.
What a play that was. A bad snap and a no-look punt that time by Joshua Basso. Then it was picked up by Deach. And give the credit to Deach. That's a tough catch. He made it and he gained a couple of yards.
What an exciting play.
I don't know if you'll ever see that in the NFL, but you saw it tonight. Just what a kick, though. He had no time to kick that ball. He just no-look kick, and he got it off.
I don't know how he got that off without it getting tipped.
It's time for St. Ignatius to put this one away. They run it up the gut. Tough break, though, for Bremen. They were playing excellent football. If that's a good snap, it's, possibly deep in St. Ignatius' end, but a bad snap, and here we go, St. Ignatius in business.
For sure, that's a game-turning event.
2nd and 7 for the Wolfpack. They're placed at the 31-yard line. Jumbo set. As Petro takes his time, little audible looked like. Albert Connor was the man in motion. Another jumbo set. Connor goes back in motion. Flag on the play. It might be an illegal motion by the Wolfpack. Last reminder, the text line is open tonight at 330-957-7653. Nothing score here in the World Series between the Astros and the Braves. Both Braves teams playing well tonight.
I was looking down at the scoreboard. I can't help but laugh at that one. I like that. Both Braves teams are doing well tonight.
I'm not a dad, but I still have my fair share of dad jokes. And For all those watching and listening who don't like dad jokes, well, oh well. They're great.
3rd and 1, though.
It's got to be a quarterback
second
keeper.
and
They
1.
haven't run it all night tonight. Fullback dive to Rugai, breaks through a tackle, still on his feet, past the 15-yard line. And this is the Wolfpack team we saw all season long.
Yeah, and that's why they keep going up the middle. They want those breakouts like that. Then it keeps the defense honest. Then they can run wide when they need to.
Do you blitz every play now, partner? You just can't afford to give up 6.
Well, run blitz, but you still got to play man-to-man receiver when that play action happens.
Do you blitz the safety?
No, I would just run gap it.
In motion goes Malloy. A-gap run, Rugai again. He is something special, partner.
Yeah, he is.
All-conference tailback. 6 foot even, 189 pounds. In fact, they list him as a fullback. He's from Sacred Heart Hardy Prep. The Northside Titans. He looks like Derrick Henry tonight. Jumbo set. Petro takes the snap offside. You can't do that in football. Maybe he wanted to give Petro a bear hug. Great snap count, though, by Petro.
Yeah, a couple of drawn offsides on this drive. Bremen's getting a little itchy, you'd say.
You're surprised that the Wolfpack haven't done the quarterback keeper a lot tonight?
Yeah, I actually am. But what do you want? Rogai's doing such a great job up the middle.
Rugai, you mean?
Rugai.
Rogai. Connor again in motion to Rugai again. Why not? It's working and it works again. Touchdown, Rugai, and the Wolfpack have their biggest lead of the night. I think it's safe to say, assuming the Wolfpack win this game, we're going to have in the post-game show, partner. It is the Vinny Rugai show tonight.
It's going to be tough for Bremen to come back now down 2 scores. But don't sell them short, right?
Do you consider a no-huddle offense now down by 2?
Bremen is such a running team.
Good kick. Bestry makes it a 14-point lead. We'll take a break here on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Let me take a
21-7 on a beautiful night for football. A little rainy, but other than that, it's a beautiful night for football. Bestry on the extra point. He'll now kick it off at the 40. And here we go again. Pooch kick's going to go out of bounds. Oh, wow, it stays in for a second. What a hop that was for the Wolfpack. And Deach again.
Yeah,
what a game by Deach on special teams.
Right, that ball hopped up, and if he could have grabbed that, it would have been their ball. You would have thought it was bouncing out of bounds. Took a wild hop back up.
That was definitely the right play by the Braves. Who would have thought that ball would have come in play like that?
Yeah, it looks like a procedure call on the kickoff.
I think what they're saying, it hit the sideline before Deach touched it. That's a live ball when it goes past 10 yards.
Well, in any event, first down, 35-yard line.
We're still going to interview Rugai, I think, at the postgame show, but Deach is definitely right there with him. Jumbo set for the Braves. They're going to run it up the right tackle. That's not going anywhere fast. They get it out to Townsend. On the year, Townsend was set 497 yards rushing, according to Max Preps, averaging 6.3 yards a carry. Just have not seen a lot of Lewis Hunt tonight. Townsend also 9 receptions for 183 yards.
Well, hopefully Bremen stays with the game plan, continues to run. There is time to score 2 touchdowns without panicking or throwing interceptions or incompletions, so keep it on the ground.
Do you consider an onside kick even though it's the third quarter?
I would keep kicking deep.
This is a really interesting formation.
Well, and the wind seems to have changed direction also.
Almost looked like a little wheel that they were running on that formation.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 now.
Got to pass. Ahern's been okay tonight, partner.
Yeah, right now St. Ignatius does appear that they've made some halftime corrections. The wide runs are not happening for Bremen here.
You're close enough to the 50. If you can get any kind of positive yardage here, you could consider going for it.
Yeah, from that perspective, it's a big play because if they don't get the first down, you almost have to punt. And it's not really 4-down territory.
Clean pocket for Ahern. He's got a man open. Bad throw, though. If he had just gotten it right in stride, that would have been a touchdown, partner.
And that's the frustration on it. It was obviously the right play call. That receiver is wide open down the right side. Just had to lay it in there better.
What do the Wolfpack have to do to not be beaten on those double moves? It's happened a couple of times tonight by the Bremen wide receivers.
Well, one thing to do, they could play zone defense, and then you can be peering in at the quarterback. Right now, playing man-to-man on that double move, you get faked out, you're dead.
Any chance this is a fake punt?
I sure wouldn't. I punt it downfield into this crazy wind. They got a good snap that time. And they're roughing the kicker.
There still is the running into the kicker rule at the high school level, but they got a lot of them. 5 yards would be 4th and 4, 15. It's a first down for Bremen.
Yeah, it's probably not the 15-yard variety. We'll see what they call. Oh, it is going to be the 15, automatic first down.
It's going to be an automatic 15.
Ooh, not a good time for that.
What a break for Bremen.
A huge break. They keep the ball still only down by, 2 scores.
First text of the night, what's your favorite Wolfpack memory? Well, who can go against the Mount Carmel memory? But other than that, if we're going with the past, it's got to be that Fenwick-St. Ignatius game with Declan Callahan doing it on his own at fullback and linebacker. He also had a pick that night, and that was 2 years ago. Believe it or not, Caden Cobb was playing quarterback that year as a sophomore.
You're going to have to show me that text. I think you just wanted to relay that play. No, I'm kidding you. You know this. So first down.
I don't lie, partner. I tell the truth all the time. Shotgun formation and some really interesting formations tonight by Bremen. They're trying to confuse the Wolfpack, just not working. Another clean pocket for Ahern. He steps into his
wide open.
Another wide open man. Passes behind him. It's just not Ahern's night.
The receivers could not be more wide open.
And they're going to go with the pronunciation, Shigog, not Shegog. I like Shegog. I'm going to go with Shegog.
So I'm thinking Fenwick's bombs last week were very effective against St. Ignatius. So St. Ignatius has to do something on defense where that can't happen anymore. If Bremen can hit those, they can get back into the game quickly.
It's 21-7 here at Fornelli Field with the beautiful skyline in back of us. The city of Broad Shoulders. Jumbo set. Ahern will take the snap. And it's a draw play out to the left. Wolfpack are there on the pursuit.
So those passes where the wide open receivers are running downfield is going to open up the running game a little bit. There's still plenty of time to keep the game on the ground. I'm very surprised to see those receivers be that open, though.
If you're the Wolfpack safety, when you're running that rover formation, do you cheat more to the sideline to protect against those double moves?
Well, so far they haven't proven that they can connect on those. No, I wouldn't. I'd still stay in the middle, run up, stop the run.
Ahern takes the snap, rolls out to the right, gets past the first defender, gets past the first down. Looking for a late hit call, but partner looked like it was hit right before he got out of bounds.
He has got some speed. I'm a little surprised they don't use that just a little bit more.
This game is far from over, although it feels tough for Bremen to score twice and hold the Wolfpack offense.
Well, it's an uphill battle, and that's the spot that they're in, down 2 touchdowns, middle of the third quarter.
It usually is when you're this low of a seed. Although sometimes you get those blowouts, if we're going to make analogies to basketball. UMBC beating Virginia by 20 points as a 16 seed.
Well, it's a low seed, but they are 5-4. Caught it, inbounds.
Yeah, they've got a better record than the Bears. Bears are still only a half game out of a playoff spot, though. All they got to do is surpass the greatest of all time, Kirk Cousins, to get that playoff spot. Second down for the Bremen Braves at the 35. They're going to run it up the A gap and close to the first down marker. Lewis Hunt on the carry. Kemp and Scott on the stop. Third down coming up as the rain continues at Fornelli Field. 3rd and 1.
You know, we can't tell if it's a first down or not, but usually that ball gets close to that first down marker. They give them the benefit of the doubt. They didn't this time. So it's a long yard.
It's got to be a quarterback keeper here. I'd be shocked if they ran it with their tailback.
Like that?
They got it. It was close to not getting it, though.
They got the first down, though.
I used to, watching football as long as I have, I used to go against the quarterback keeper, but seeing how Tom Brady and Cam Newton have been able to utilize it, it's almost a guaranteed first down when you have that kind of quarterback.
Well, plus they're very tall and can lean over real well. What I don't like to see is using your quarterback like that because you get beat up.
1st and 10, they're going to run it out to the right. Townsend on a beautiful form tackle at the sideline. That's how you tackle somebody, partner. Get low and wrap your arms around the knee.
This is a nice running offense that Bremen is displaying here. I don't know how many of them are seniors. That's the only thing. But if they keep this kind of offense into next year, 5-4 is going to be a lot better. 7-2 next year if they are returning players.
If you're Bremen, do you consider 3 or is it 4 down territory now?
No way would you go for 3. Down 2 touchdowns.
Might be a running play. Jumbo set as they bring their tight end back to the line of scrimmage. Play action. He's got a man, and
overthrew him
Ahern
again.
just does not have his A game tonight. That should have been a touchdown.
Well, he missed another open receiver again. So he's missed, 3 or 4 of those open receivers that would have been touchdowns.
They're going to have to clean that up, St. Ignatius at practice, partner, because they are wide open right now.
Well, anybody watching this game is going to see that. That's why Fenwick was able to get so many yards last week.
They also had Caden Cobb at quarterback. That didn't hurt. St. Ignatius, though, they were 1 yard away. Got a couple of friendly calls, too. But other than that, that was just an excellent football game last week. This has been a pretty good one, too. 3rd down, ball at the 21-yard line. It's gut check time for the Braves. Time to put up or shut up. Rolling out to the right. Throwing it to the sideline and deflected away by the Wolfpack. There's that man again, Deach on the deflection. He's all over the field tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately that pass was not underthrown, but needed to be thrown earlier. So we got 4th down. A little more accuracy in these passes, it'd be a wildly different game.
I know it's easy for us to say up here, it's a wet ball. It's not ideal conditions, but...
Yeah, I forgot about the wet ball part, right? We're nice and, dry at least in the press box, and they've got a wet football to throw and catch.
Trips to the left. A huge play right now for the Braves. Shotgun formation. Blitz comes. Really no chance.
Intercepted.
And that was actually a bad decision. That time by Cam Partner, he should just let that go out of bounds. But oh well. It's 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack, and that might not be the dagger for Bremen, but it certainly hurts.
Yeah, death by 1,000 cuts, right? That was a cut. That was a good drive, though. Took a lot of time off the clock, but resulted in no points, still down by 2. Very late in the 3rd quarter.
Because if you had decided to go for 3 there, you almost would have to do an onside kick.
Yeah, you don't do that down by 2 touchdowns this late in the game.
It stinks, but I think he had no choice but to go for it at that point. Rugai, all he's got to do is not fumble the football. He's looking to pass. He's got a man. Good pass over to Helms. And he's brought down at the 35-yard line. Completes it over to Bloss.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to throw the ball out of the end zone there like that.
Another potential offside against.
Looked like he jumped,
Braves.
but didn't go across the line, so it might be okay.
The Bremen Braves have not led all night. Largest lead of the night thus far for the Wolfpack. Chance for Rugai to score again. One man behind him.
He's got
Rugai
some
puts
speed.
on the Jets and he scores. A backbreaker for Bremen. And unless we see something crazy tonight, it's going to be a win for the Wolfpack. What a game for Vinny Rugai.
Yeah, he's probably got more than 166 yards after that run. That was a backbreaker. Bremen had played well all night. Now they're down by 3 scores. Not unheard of to catch up, but that was a backbreaking run, especially after the interception at the other end.
Yeah, that play though for Ahern just had no chance as it was an A-gap blitz. Extra point's good. It's a 28-7 lead for St. Ignatius as we take a break here on SBS.
But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
It's 28-7 in favor of St. Ignatius. And partner, you predicted a 28-7 final. It's looking good thus far.
Well, I don't know. We got a whole quarter to go. I mean, I'm thinking that's light. So we might see some more scoring in that fourth period. But yeah, I predicted 28-7. There's a lot of scoring in that third quarter. But that's what happens when you get 65-yard runs.
1:37 to go. It's been a great night for Vincent Rugai. That time it's going to be played at the sideline by the Braves. It's picked up that time by Shigog, and Shigog makes a couple of man dance and miss, but not going anywhere with the football. We appreciate everybody watching as we're going to close the text line in a minute. The Wolfpack partner looks like they're going to move to the and a big congratulations to Rugai. He's got the school's rushing record. Single season rushing record. He probably will finish with the school record. He started at varsity as a freshman. In the pocket, terrible pass. That time it's on Ahern. You got to set your feet and get that ball to your receiver. Do you consider a quarterback change here, partner?
You'd have to consider it. No, not in the playoffs, not at this point. You've come this far with this quarterback. No way would I change the quarterbacks unless they've been using 2 quarterbacks the whole entire year, but I don't think that's the case.
Not according to MaxPreps.com, but
yeah,
it's just not
you don't
Ryan
make a change
tonight.
here. It's wet weather. It's against St. Ignatius. They're 8-1. Frankly, they're not playing that badly.
Couple of throws, though. This could have been a different game.
That's the thing. They're only a couple of throws out of it.
And now it's just going St. Ignatius' way. Burns in the backfield. But, St. Ignatius, they got to work on the cornerback play. It was suspect tonight.
That's a concern going forward. Better teams later in the tournament, right?
It's a tournament.
Are going to be able to exploit that like Fenwick did last week. So Fenwick exploited it last week. Bremen, I can talk. Bremen did it this week. Then next week, the teams are going to get nothing but better.
And
so that is a concern. They got to solve.
If it's the 7 seed, we'll be back here next week. If it's the 10 seed, will be on the road.
Yeah, and that's a funny story to be on the road for that game. Downfield.
Feet, double coverage. Ball was somehow almost caught. The intended receiver was Henry White.
Yeah, it was kind of a prayer, though. High and deep down the field.
Some backyard football action. It's the Rex Grossman offense. Throw it 50 yards down the field and see if somebody catches it. Sometimes it was caught by a Bears receiver. Other times it was not. But he was the last quarterback to lead the Bears to a Super Bowl appearance.
Well, he was a talented quarterback and more of a game manager, but still talented and deserved it.
Good snap. I don't know what.
The ball's down?
Oh, my gosh. You know what? I hate that. It's 28-7. Just let him kick the ball.
Well, what's the rule?
The rule is if any part of your knee hits the ground, even if you haven't been touched at the IHSA level, the ball is downed. Let him kick the ball.
That's what I mean.
Come
You can't,
on.
not follow the rule.
I understand, but let him kick the ball. It's a playoff game.
So break
Let
the
him have
rules.
fun.
Let the losing team break the rules, right?
First of all, I hate the rule.
That's something to talk about. Just like with soccer, I'm not a big fan of the offsides rule, but it's there.
The reason why they have it is to make sure that people aren't getting hit on their knee. It's a safety precaution, but really, you're going to be that ticky-tack in a 28-7 game? Whatever, fine.
So short field, this could ruin my prediction.
They're going to run it to Rugai on the draw play. He's going to be just short of the pylon. See where they mark it. Might be at the 1-yard line. And now they're going to mark it at the 3. Yep. Another touchdown. We'll probably see McDonough enter the game at quarterback for St. Ignatius. To Rugai again. Why not? He's close to the pylon, but didn't get in. Second down coming up. And that'll do it for the third quarter. It's all St. Ignatius tonight. Wolfpack 28, Braves 7 here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Yeah, I get it. 28-7, fourth quarter, and there's still a chance that Bremen could hold them out of the end zone. Happened last night, Cardinals-Packers.
Well, and then the slippery ball turnover, except St. Ignatius hasn't fumbled the ball in what I can see for weeks. They're really solid on ball handling. So the odds of them fumbling isn't big. I mean, the odds are pretty strong here. It's going to be a touchdown.
That ball can be slippery. Just ask Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Touchdown for the Wolfpack. The icing on the cake on a victory, well-deserved from the team from Chicago.
Well, they ran that in on the short field. That was a very unfortunate punt play.
It's the rule, though, when your knee's down. That's not the reason why Bremen's going to lose this football game, but
Well, it's just one contributing factor.
some of it had to do with they just couldn't pass the football tonight, partner, and it's not all on Ahern, but got to make some of those throws.
Yeah, there were wide open receivers running in the secondary, and a couple of those throws could have made this a very different game. Again, St. Ignatius does have to be concerned about that going forward. Bremen has to practice those plays a little bit, but of course, what can you do in this kind of weather? But now it's going to be next year when they have to practice those plays.
Unless we see a touchdown, a pick six, a strip six, another onside kick. No, it'll be a St. Ignatius victory, but It has happened before. Houston Oilers fans know it, 35-3 against Buffalo.
Well, and it seemed like such an outrageous score last time, 49-8? We're very close to that here. 2 more touchdowns gets you to 49, and then 7 or 8, what's the difference, right? So 2 more touchdowns for St. Ignatius isn't out of the question here if there's a couple more miscues from Bremen. But the game is a lot closer than the score looks.
Like you said, Bob, and like what I've said, if you connect on some of those fly routes, different ball game. But, I mean, St. Ignatius deserves the victory, but they got to clean up some of their defensive back play. There's a tackle that time by St. Ignatius on the kick return. And I think it was Nick Saban who said there's no such thing as a perfect football game.
I think that's true with a lot of sports. I mean, you could always have done something better. And it's not always just make the basket or get the extra touchdown or something. You make better blocking. Yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect game, except I guess in baseball, right?
Well, even though I love Burley, some of those throws that he threw, Dwayne Wise bailed him out on Gabe Kapler's drive to center field.
Yeah, that was like catch of the century. I was watching that game live. What a catch. What a time for it.
What people forget is the next batter struck out on a 3-2 count, so it could have easily been a walk with 1 out. And Rodon was 1 out away from the perfect game this season. The hit by pitch against the Indians, the Guardians now. Shotgun formation for the Braves. That's got to be caught. Sorry, that's got to be caught. In the hands like that.
Well, again, with the weather like it is, it doesn't make it as easy for sure. So we'll give them a little bit of an out. You know, you hear the coaching staff over there, and they said good call. It was a good call. Now you got to execute the play, but it was a good call to make that play call.
Run it up the A-gap.
This is working.
Lewis Hunt with a stiff arm. He's still on his feet, down the sideline.
Oh, man, almost broke that.
Just that kind of night for Bremen. Close, but no cigar. Brought down that time by Emmett Rhodes. 5'10", 234 pounds from St. Edward.
I would have liked to have seen him run that all the way in.
Bad pass.
The wounded duck caught.
Did he catch that?
Yeah.
It really was the wounded duck pass. Got to score quickly. 11-10 remaining. You want to score in the next minute or two, and then the onside kick. They run it up the gut to Hunt. That's not going anywhere. And got to keep the defense at bay. Keep them guessing. That's why you're running the football there.
Second and 9. From the Wolfpack 32.
Boy, the 77 on the field is big.
Biggest guy on Bremen will tell you after this play. Draw play to the left. That's not going anywhere. Stifled.
Yeah, they're keeping him 2 honest by staying on the ground now.
For Bremen, you've got Justin Smith, number 10, 5'11", 240 pounds. 75, Josue Arriaga, 6 foot even, 342 pounds.
Oh, my goodness.
And then Le'Veon Phillips, number 77 for Bremen, 5'11", 330. Good job by Ahern getting out of the original pressure, but too many Wolfpack there and not enough offensive linemen blocking.
Yeah, see, this is the problem with the passing game for Bremen. St. Ignatius now knows they're passing, and they're pinning their ears back and rushing the quarterback. He's just got no time. Have to hold somebody in and more pass protection and send fewer receivers out. 4th down, you're down, 35-7, 4 scores, you're at midfield. I mean, the safe play is to punt it, but if you punt it away yet one more time, you lose any chance of winning the game. But how often do you make a 4th and 16?
Donovan McNabb did. The famous 4th and 26. Ahern steps into the throw, and nobody was open, unfortunately. It's a good pass, at least, but there was a lack of communication between the quarterback and wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't know how many teams have 4th and 16 plays in their playbook.
Sometimes I wonder if the Packers even have plays for those 4th and 15s for Rodgers, or they just say, everybody just run down the field, and Rodgers will get it to you.
Yeah, that's our play in our sandlot games. Everybody go out and get open.
Just block for Rodgers, and he'll do the rest. Bears could have had Rodgers, but instead they wanted Cedric Benson. Didn't exactly work out.
Hindsight, right?
Jumbo set for the Wolfpack. Another A-gap run.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of that now for the rest of the game.
You surprised they haven't put in McDonough?
Playoff game?
There he is. McDonough into the game.
Finally gets in.
I mean, you're not going to do any quarterback keepers with Petro, but now
Well, the goal
don't
here
worry
is
about
keep
an injury at all.
Yeah, the goal here is keep the clock running, keep the ball in between the sidelines. You do want first downs, though.
Look at that play by McDonough. Gets it out to Bloss, and as you say that, partner, Bloss ran out of bounds.
He runs out of bounds, stops the clock. But did get a first down. Carly says Glenwood is the next team up, huh?
Carly has not given Ignatius any kind of shot.
Well, I know what Glenwood can do, man. There's a little bit of a difference.
Obviously, Carly didn't watch that 27-0 beatdown of Mount Carmel. What about the 38-13 beatdown of St. Viator?
Playoff football is different, man. Glenwood, when they're in the, I think they've never lost a first round game ever.
But they've lost many second-round games.
They've lost second and third, never a first round.
So they'll probably lose next week then to St. Ignatius.
Well, it's going to be a good football game for sure. If Glenwood beats Creek Monet, I'd be shocked if Creek Monet beat Glenwood.
Text line is closed. The last text we had before it closed. Who's better, Vinny or Leo Rugai? Come on now. I love Leo. He did a lot of good things at St. Ignatius. And I bring up that Declan Callahan game against Fenwick. Leo Rugai was the man, calling the signals. He was a signal caller. He did a great job that day. But, I mean, come on. Vinny Rugai is something special. Best player on that team, arguably, and the best player on this team. It's like comparing Ryan Tannehill to Derrick Henry. Tannehill's a nice quarterback, but come on now.
Okay, moving the chains, clock running.
Who is the best team in the AFC, by the way? Is it the Titans?
Yeah, good question. Carly says Bengals. Bengals, really? I think that would be the right category for Bengals. Sleeper team.
McDonough, handoff, A-gap.
Stuff.
Big time hit by the Braves. Look, they're down 28. The game's over, but they're still fighting.
Well, there's pride, and that's good to see. And that's, again, why they're 5-4 this year. I mean, they had a good season.
No one wants to get embarrassed. You know what the Wolfpack are going to do? They're just going to run the clock out, so force them to think about passing it. They're not going to pass it, but think about, forcing them to pass it.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep the ball on the ground, and not with pitches either. The ball handling is with the slippery rain. It's going to go up the middle.
McDonough on the quarterback keeper.
Just like that.
It's going to be fun to watch this Ignatius team, see how far they advance in the playoffs.
Yes, it will, and hopefully we're back next week against Glenwood, and we'll see how much heck they get. So we got a major prediction for Glenwood.
I mean, Carly's saying that Glenwood's going to destroy St. Ignatius. You mean, yeah, Wolfpack are going to beat them 35-21. Rolls a A-gap run by the Wolfpack. Fumble.
No, I'm thinking maybe a touchdown. Nope.
The Braves are saying fumble. Wolfpack say the play was still alive and he kept the ball.
Well, 4:45 and the clock is still running. First and something. There we go, 2-yard line. It's a hard angle from here to see which yard line they were actually at.
The rain doesn't help either. Just a beautiful field, though, at Fornelli. Always a pleasure in Little Italy.
It's a fun place to be.
They run it up the gut, close to the touchdown.
But no call?
Review it upstairs, send it to New York City. No reviews, of course, in high school football.
Did they finally call it in?
No. Touchdown, Wolfpack. I did not. Did you see the touchdown signal? I did.
That was late. That was like, fully 10 or 15 seconds after the touchdown was scored.
Maybe the officials were like, we can't allow them to score. It's 35-7. They've scored enough.
Yeah, the referees wanted to run off some time before they call it too, right? So the 41-7, one more touchdown makes it like it was 7 weeks ago.
42-7, that does not really tell the story.
No, it doesn't.
Of this game. We'll stick with the action partner. And we talked to the officials before the game. They were a really fun crew to talk to, and they've done a great job tonight.
Yeah, we haven't complained about any calls. We've complained about wide open receivers not being hit, but no calls by the referees. In fact, really, there haven't been too many flags on the field for the whole entire game. Maybe a couple in that one. They were offsides twice on the one drive.
Yeah. Maybe St. Ignatius is arguing, hey, they pushed off. That's why they were so wide open down the field. That's always a good excuse playing cornerback. Yeah, he wasn't open. He just pushed off.
Well, the slippery, wet field doesn't make it easy to cover a receiver. So if St. Ignatius can get one more score, it's going to be a very close game to that 49-8 route earlier this year. And this was
Bremen knows that.
Yeah, and this was not a route today's game.
It was 7-7, 35 unanswered points. It was 14-7 at halftime, and play the game. The bad snap on the punt.
Well, we called it. At halftime, St. Ignatius made some adjustments, and obviously they were the right ones.
When you're the not as talented team, which I think it's safe to say Bremen is not as talented as St. Ignatius, you have to play perfect football, and Bremen played decent football tonight, but not perfect football.
Yeah, they played well. This doesn't look like a 42-7 game. Let's see how it closes out, though. You got, 4 more minutes to go. They've got the ball. Will they try to pass it? Because what you don't really want are, 3 and out. St. Ignatius gets the ball again and runs another touchdown. I think if St. Ignatius does get the ball, they'll just run the clock and they won't score. It's the rain is really coming down.
It's been coming down since Wednesday.
Yeah, and this field drains well.
It's just an excellent gridiron in the Windy City. If you haven't seen Fornelli Field, you got to see it. They run it up the gut.
That was a nice cutback.
Number 3, Kuchenberg on the carry.
Kuchenberg on the carry. I'd say for St. Ignatius overall partner, a B+. Everything was good except the secondary. They got to work on that next week.
Right, and that unfortunately can kill you. It's one thing to have maybe a special teams faux pas or something, but 3 or 4 receivers running wide open in the backfield, it's not going to work. I said backfield, I meant downfield.
You got to give credit to the Braves, though. They were not intimidated by this St. Ignatius team. It was easy for them to just look at this weather. It's just not our night. Forget it. No, they came out and they punched St. Ignatius in the mouth. And
yeah, they clearly had aspirations to win this game. They weren't playing, to score more points than 8 and give up fewer than 49. They weren't playing that way.
Got to produce on special teams, the bad snap.
Well, and there was that fumble at their own end.
Yeah, luckily St. Ignatius didn't score on that turnover, but breaking through a tackle, fighting hard for extra yards. And the Wolfpack sense the victory as expected. This is their first ever win in the IHSA playoffs. Eldon Dobell on the tackle. Also on the field, substitute Chris Bryant. Chris with a CH. $2:15 to go. This is starting to get a little nippy here in Chicago. It's a fun night if you're a fan of the Wolfpack. Beautiful job getting that ball off. I thought it was a quarterback keeper by Ahern, fumbled out of bounds.
I thought my eyes followed the same thing. I was thinking the quarterback was going to get tackled, but it was a handoff and run wide, and then fumbled the ball out of bounds. This, again, a slippery ball. So we got fourth down play, not the last play of the game, but going to be the last offensive play.
Assuming St. Ignatius can get the stop here, even though that Bremen has 3 timeouts, if the Wolfpack decided to do victory formation, I think Bremen would let them do it. Don't go anywhere. The postgame show brought to you by the St. Ignatius College Prep Athletics Department. We'll definitely get Vinny Rugai in the postgame show.
Oh, that's not going to do it.
Close, but no cigar. Wolfpack get the ball back, and most likely going to be the victory formation, partner.
Yeah, twice. A gallant effort, though, by Bremen. They should be proud of this effort today.
1:16 remaining. McDonough, the backup, will take the snap and most likely take a knee. Or if the spread was minus 42, you do a play action and go for the touchdown. Partner, do you ever watch Bad Beats on SportsCenter?
I have not watched Bad Beats on SportsCenter. Why do you ask?
Because I always wonder if these players actually know what's happening with the spreads and stuff as they're playing their games. Especially nowadays with PointsBet and DraftKings Sports.
Well, I think the pro teams do, but clearly the high school ones don't.
Well, I'm talking about college teams.
Yeah.
College teams, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't do high school on Bad Beats on SportsCenter, but they do Division I college.
I would be a little bit surprised, very surprised. I think if even the college players really pay attention to that stuff and even the spreads, I just would be surprised.
Because then they watch the highlights on SportsCenter and they're like, if I just hit that 3, I would have hit the spread. Darn it. Another knee coming up for the backup McDonough as Petro and the offense did their thing as they've done all year long. Petro, little shake and bake behind the back move of the football as he pats his teammate on the head. A congratulations from his teammates. Pat on the head to 61, not on the roster. And a win for the Wolfpack, 42-7. Over the Bremen Braves. Final thoughts, partner, before we go to the postgame.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to watch the game, and both teams played well. St. Ignatius had a good game, arguably a slow start. Bremen had a fantastic first half and unfortunately just didn't have enough to close out in the second half. But a good game. Both teams have good running attacks. Look forward to both teams improving next year again. It's a lot of fun.
I like this St. Ignatius team, partner. I think they're going to win next week to go to the quarterfinals.
Well, we're going to be here to watch it. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a lot tougher game, we think. Glenwood sounds like they're going to be better, but we haven't given have they beaten Crete Monet yet?
As long as 23 is healthy, it's going to be a very tough challenge to tackle that young man.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Vinny Rugai, the star of the game. So that does it for our play-by-play broadcast. We'll take a break. Post-game interviews coming up next here on Sports.
4 years at St. Ignatius College Prep means 720 days of walking into a cornerstone of Chicago's history, engaging with over 1,450 students from all over the city and state. If you were to imagine those 4 years By combining all the individual moments into days lived, what can it boil down to?
Time spent riding public transportation adds up to 30 days, moving outside your comfort zone, expanding your horizons.
You'll devote a sum of 78 days to competing on the track, field, court, on the ice, or in the pool. 8 days cheering on the Wolfpack, becoming part of something larger than yourself.
37 days singing and dancing on stage, finding your passion, uncovering new ones.
Navigating international diplomacies with Model UN for 48 days.
51 days working through complex proofs and equations in the Math Resource Center.
Celebrating our Catholic Jesuit tradition for 16 days at Mass in Holy Family Church.
25 days hypothesizing and testing in labs.
Participating in community service for 17 days. Living our mission as a woman or man for and with others.
32 days spent studying in the library. Okay, and maybe a few sleeping.
95 days of homework. Learning vocabulary, developing presentations, preparing for tests, becoming a lifelong learner.
Waiting in line for a panini for 5 days.
10 days spent on the couches in formation and ministry, growing in faith and kinship.
Looking to the future with college counseling for 8 days, all the while supported through the journey.
And hopefully, 0 days in jug.
For so many, so much more, every single day spent as part of a community, a family, a network of friendships that extends far beyond 4 years. Every single day rooted in values to drive each day forward.
150 years of tradition stands at 1076 West Roosevelt Road. How will we write the next chapter in school history?
With you. We need the one and only you. A journey like no other awaits you with the Wolfpack. Each special moment, one day at a time. Come write your story at St. Ignatius College Prep.
My name is Mary Ellen Schneider, and I'm the Fine Arts Department Chair at St. Ignatius. I'm proud to say that we probably have at least 50% of the student body involved in one of the visual or performing arts throughout their career here. It's important for the students to be involved in the arts here because they learn something that they can enjoy for a lifetime. There's no cap on how old you can be to be a musician or a visual artist and create. Our talented students are very creative. Beautiful things are displayed around the school. They also get very excited about productions and concerts, performing for others. And there's so many options for you and so much for you to have fun with. I love being department chair because it's exciting to be able to lead a group of other artists and to see them be able to be involved in the arts. Sometimes at the high school level, it becomes very selective. We have so many things here that are inclusive of students at all levels.
My name is Rustin Broussard. I am the Math Department Chair here at St. Ignatius College Prep. I think one of the things that I like the most about being the Math Department Chair here is observing my other teachers and seeing them in action and promoting those skills and passion, ideas for classroom learning within the department. The second thing that I really appreciate in our department is that we offer several programs for students to study additional mathematics, to take more math in their 4 years here. Our students here at St. Ignatius will experience a variety of math classes, and it's dependent upon the student's readiness and desire to study math. Some of our students will begin in Algebra 1, some will begin in geometry, some will begin in Algebra 2, and then the class progression will continue along with some students finishing in pre-calculus, others finishing in calculus or multivariable calculus, or even differential equations. The additional offerings from our department, in addition to classes, would be a math team, which competes against other schools in competitions for state and at regional level. Our department also offers an opportunity for students to be nominated to participate in a summer actuarial academy, and that is conducted by the University of DePaul here in Chicago, and it's a one-week opportunity to learn more about actuarial sciences. Our students will learn here in their math classes how to think, how to problem solve, how to use logic, and to make greater meaning of their world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
We were able to run wild, and Petro made the good reads, and we were off running.
Also, this class, this group of guys has done something that St. Ignatius hasn't seen in a long time, a winning record into the postseason, first ever postseason win. What does this mean to you guys, especially you as a junior, but also, for your seniors, for you guys to just have this much of an accomplishment? And, you still got 4 more games left to go if you guys win next week.
Just working out in the off season. This is always our goal, go win a state playoff game. And once we beat Mount Carmel, we realized our goal can be bigger. It's to go win a state championship, and that's the goal right now. And we accomplished our first step, but we're not far from over. We're still playing football.
Yeah, you still don't know who you're going to play yet. We find that out tomorrow between either Chatham, Glenwood, or Crete Monet. obviously I know you haven't seen any of them yet, but what's kind of the mindset that you want to take into the second week of the postseason?
We know both those teams we can play are some 6A powerhouses, and if we come out like this, it won't be good. So we have to have a good week of practice, tighten everything down, and come out strong next Friday or Saturday.
Well, congratulations again to you on your winning the record, and also for St. Ignatius getting the 42-7 win. We'll see if we can follow them next week.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.